How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I also realized I just unmuted us in the wrong order, so nobody heard what I said.
Oh,
Um,
well, you
so
missed. It was incredible.
my apologies for that.
Well, hello, everybody. Good afternoon or morning or wherever you are watching from. Uh, we're getting started with the series in a second. If you are here, this is the semifinals of our Economy League, which is roughly silver, gold, ELO. It is going to be a best of three between THC, which was the third place team in the regular season, and our second place team in the regular season, Internal Tilt. Now, these teams are definitely the cream of the crop in Economy League. Finishing second and third and having a really great regular season records, and I'm looking forward to a good series today. This ought to be a banger, as the kids say.
Right, and I think a lot of the ways it went down in Economy League where there were two distinct tiers that split the league in half. You know, you have these top three teams. You have Sensei Randall's, Eternal Tilt, and THC, kind of at a similar level, playing each other really competitively. Um, so I think regardless of the matchup between these three, it's going to be a pretty good series. Eternal Tilt's only full loss of the season was actually to Sensei Randall's.
Who I believe finished first, correct?
Right, they
Yeah.
did. And
Yes, they did.
I actually don't offhand know the result of this regular season matchup. I believe it was a 2-0 in favor of Eternal Tilt. So let's
It
see
must have
if.
been if Sensei was the only team that beat them. Yes, they did. They beat THC 2-0 in the regular season.
Okay.
So internal tilt is, if we're looking at purely on regular season results, I'd imagine they are favored, but between a second and a third place team, pretty close. THC or sorry, internal tilt. One of the things that I think is interesting that might be why they've seen such success in the season is that they've played every single game with the same lineup. They don't swap roles. They don't sub out people. They've had a really stable, for a team named Internal Tilt, they've been a shockingly stable, cohesive group of 5 players who have played together week in, week out, which I feel lends itself to an atmosphere and a result of good teamwork. And I think that that's what you need. It is a team game after all. So the synergy that they've built over the season seems to have led them well during the regular season, and they're hoping today that it will continue to lead them well in the semifinals.
Right, and on the other side, uh, THC they swap around their players a decent amount. They like to get everyone involved, and they're my my perception of them is they're just in this to have fun. They're in it to have a good time, to make some highlight plays, but they do win games. They
Yep.
are a strong team, and maybe that mentality is part of it.
I
So
really think it is. I've found that the teams that tend to be most successful, especially in sort of executive and economy, which are a little bit, a little more casual, a little less serious, um, teams that enjoy each other's company and like playing together. I mean, I know some of the THC guys, I agree with you. They're totally like that. And I'd imagine that internal tilt, because they've had the same 5, are also like that. I think it really lets a team play better. And especially when it comes to playoff games, where even if you're someone who doesn't take something super seriously, when it gets a little bit more serious, when the stakes get higher, teams that have already developed that atmosphere of friendliness and teamwork and spirit, I think, tend to be favored. So if both of these teams are like that, we're in for a good couple of games as we jump into pick ban here.
right. And one more point on that, yeah, because once you move into a series, it's not like, I mean, we play our regular season in best of sort of a best of two, but it's really two best of ones. Each game is
It's
a
a double
vacuum.
round robin that we condense. It's a condensed double round robin, is how I've been
Right.
telling people about
But
it.
when you get into a series, each game on its own is just a tick on the scoreboard. It's not nearly as decisive as a regular season game is.
Right.
So
And
you have to have that consistency.
and your regular season games don't end with you being done for the rest of the split. So so we see coming out from Internal Tilt, they've so far banned Swain Malzahar, and they're saying that last one is Viger.
Right. They were
And
hovering it, but ProDraft did its thing.
ProDraft did its thing. It's why we love it so much.
Mm-hmm.
THC banning Leona, Zyra, and Ezreal.
Right, getting some of those high tier supports out of there. Eternal Tilt gonna first pick the Zac, which is a little risky. Zac does have some counter picks in not just the jungle, but in a lot of lanes. You can pick champions like Thresh, like anyone who really has a quick displacement
Janna,
can really screw up Zac.
I do think that Zac is one of those, especially in Economy and Executive League. I think Zac is a real power pick, though. I think he is tanky. He brings CC. He brings engage. And most importantly, he brings surprise and chaos. He comes in a league where vision, the lower, so the lower rank you get, the tougher it is for teams to play around vision, right? And Zac abuses lack of vision really well. On the other hand, the support for THC actually leads Economy League in wards placed throughout the entire regular season. So while Zac can be a really strong counter pick, it's going to be up to statistically the best warder in Economy to handle that element of surprise.
Right, and we're going to see how those, those two factors interact with each other here. Eternal Tilt going to round out first round with Nautilus and Cassiopeia.
I really like that.
A solid engage / peel support and just raw DPS coming from the cast. THC going with a very a brand that's very them, and that is we're gonna just team fight. We are gonna play for those mid game team fights, and that's what the Maokai and the Misfortune bring. Xerath could actually really help to set up team fights using poke and getting a couple priority targets low.
It also works as a flex pick as well because it can go support or mid, so they can pick that Xerath in round 1 and then decide where they want to put it depending on matchups. One thing that I'm a little concerned about with this early MF pick is how easy it is for Internal Tilt to disrupt her ult. Nautilus has 2 ways of stopping it. Cassio has 1 way of stopping it. Zac has 3 ways of stopping it. So Misfortune thrives when she can set up in a zone and just get peeled.
Right.
And I think it's really from the breakthrough. But now, on the other hand, this Morgana pick's very smart because that helps shore up some of the things I was just talking about.
Right. That Black Shield, you throw it onto the MF as she's ulting, and assuming that the longer range engage hasn't happened yet, you're going to give that MF some protection so she can get that damage off. Eternal Tilt going to pick another protective piece in the Shen. So they're really building a comp that is... They're trying to work around this Cassiopeia hyper carry. And it looks like with the hover, it might end up being a Cassio bottom. Never mind. I'm being shown that I'm dumb. And they're going to pick a traditional AD carry here. The Samira gets locked in. So that doesn't so much play to that initial win con, but Samira can go in and just dogpile along with the Zac, Nautilus, and Shen arm.
I actually really like the Samira here. I think that it allows them to keep with that sort of chaotic in-your-face style. They have so I think team comps that are highly effective, especially in Economy and Executive League, are team comps that are easy to execute but hard to counter. Which sounds stupid when I say it because it's like, duh. But comps where you have to pay a lot of attention to play against are really scary sometimes.
Right? Because one mistake can blow a game wide open.
So the difficulty of evading a Zac while these things are in your face is horribly disproportionate to how easy it is to just engage a Zac. Right? Mm-hmm. The team that's dealing with Zac has a much harder job than Zac does of just blobbing onto them. Right? The same goes for tracking. The same goes for like Nautilus ult and hooks. And once you add in Cassiopeia's root where no one can move. Like, I think I really like Internal Tilt's draft. but I also, like you said, like THC's draft because it plays to their strengths. So we'll see how this ends up here.
Right. And we were mentioning the ways you can disrupt Zac, and the Zareth, I believe, can stun Zac midair and actually halt him, but the Morgana root actually doesn't do that. If the Morgana root hits, the Zac E will still go, and it'll still make that impact, so you can still get that engage off and then just be rooted afterwards.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you're Zac, you don't really care.
Exactly.
Because if you're already in the middle of them, you just pop R and just bounce in place for a little bit. But still causing that disruption. And one thing I really like about Internal Tilt's comp with the Zac and the Nautilus, I don't know how intentional this was, but they didn't pick a lot of skill shot champions.
Right.
Something that can be difficult with the Zac and Nautilus is lining up skill shots because their engage is so disruptive and it moves people around. So picking champions that have targeted damage abilities is a way to make that even safer.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I really like the comp that Eternal Tilt has put around. And THC, it's, like I said, very them. It's a very safe comp. They're pretty versatile. But they are going to excel in those team fights.
Yes. They're going to excel specifically in very... I don't know. It's parts of their team work really well together, but I worry about their ability to dish out sustained damage, right? They have a very bursty team. Zerath is really good at picking and blowing someone up. Morgana's really good at picking and blowing someone up. Sion, on the other hand, wants to fight for a long time. Maokai wants to fight for a long time. And Miss Fortune can kind of do both, but will have a hard time dealing with tanks at the end of the day unless she takes
and I
build specifically for that.
And I think the onus here is actually going to be on Internal Tilt, because if someone on Internal Tilt engages at the wrong time, THC is going to punish and blow that person up right away.
That's true.
So yeah. they have a lot of really strong pick potential, and they have the burst damage to back it up. Even if it's a Zac, even if it's a Nautilus, like once he gets a couple items, Zareth can deal some decent damage to tanks. And Misfortune, even though she's more traditional, she's seen as more of this unload all your damage all at once and then you're kind of done. Once you get a couple of items under your belt, you really do transition into a DPS 80 carry.
So,
yeah.
my training.
I like the way they built their comp too.
With 3 tanks on Internal Tilt against a pick comp, like you were saying, if THC picks the right person, I don't care how long the fight goes, if you're just fighting with Zac, Nautilus, and Shen, you're not going to be able to kill THC's comp. So if Samira goes too far out, if Cassio, who doesn't have any mobility, gets caught, by a Morgana binding or something, if they're not playing right around their carries, a 2-carry comp can be kind of tricky. And THC is also kind of pulling a 2-carry comp, but Sion does a surprising amount of damage, and Morgana is doesn't do nothing.
Yeah.
So
she's able to do things on her own, so...
Interested to see how this plays out. Both teams with a pretty good level 1. Wondering, I haven't seen a ton of economy games, but I'm wondering if either one of these teams has a style or a brand. One thing we haven't talked about is the Sion Maokai. Wasn't really sure which was. I mean, it was probably Maokai jungle, but both could have been top, both could have been jungle. But we do see O-Dog locking in the Sion top and Waffles playing the Maokai jungle. Fun fact. I was on my alt account the other day, just randomly playing solo queue, ran into Waffles on my team. Super funny. And we absolutely dumpstered the other team. It was
awesome.
Just lovely.
I believe you and I have ran into each other
in
solo queue as well.
Team, though.
I blew my flash to kill you level 2, and then...
and then I took your LP.
Well, Yo Daddy's daddy proceeded to do Urgot things.
Yes.
And, our top laner was not having it.
I've ran into Droxers twice, both on the enemy team. I think you were playing with him the time I played against you. I also ran into Droxers playing. Me, Spooky, LeChance, and maybe Bug. We had at least 3 admins, if not more, were playing ARAMs and randomly ran into Droxers on the other team.
Yeah. I actually ran into, it was Spooky Man and I forget who else on my team in solo queue. So... We all
That's
hopped into
always
the
nice.
same voice chat and still lost the game with four of
Uh-oh.
us in
I was
voice
gonna say,
comms, but
I feel like jumping into voice chat makes easier because like when me and Waffles queued up, he was jungle and I was mid, and he was like, "Hey, Discord," and we jumped in and just camped the lane over and over, and it was pretty free.
yeah, it
But
didn't work as well for us.
apparently, that's not always the case.
No.
Mobrun says Droxers and him always run into each other. It feels like maybe Droxers is just who had broader shoulders. Oh, I mean, who can say? Who can say?
All right. Well, I'm very excited to see this game. I want there to be some early game action, but looking at these comps, I'm not sure. Maybe out of the bottom lane, but I'm not sure we're going to get a lot out of the top side early. A lot of these tanks are just going to want to get to their couple of items before they really, interact with any champs on the other team.
Yeah,
So,
if I'm internal tilt, I'm trying to stave off a fight until I have 2 items.
right.
If I'm THE's bot lane, I'm going for it.
Right. And in
So,
the mid lane matchup, it's just going to be Cassio trying to farm against the relentless poke of Azera.
yeah, Zerath is actually pretty good into Cassio up until Cassio finishes a mana item. Cassio is a fairly safe pick, I think, but the problem is that you can't really punish the other person early before you finish tier or really your mana items. So
Right.
Zerath can stay completely out of her effective range and poke her down, and she can't really ever walk up or trade with him until
Right.
she gets more mana.
Which is going to help Maokai. That is going to give Maokai some more priority. It's going to let him get those scuttle crabs. It's going to let him get his farm a little bit easier, so he can reach those tank breakpoints maybe a little bit faster than Zach does. But Zach's early ganks are stronger, so he can make up some ground there.
Yeah, I mean that is a very interesting point. How THC is going to have sort of that prio, and Maokai can get scuttles and be able to push in.
Mm-hmm.
Zach does, once he gets Cinderhulk, have a pretty quick clear.
Right.
But before that, Maokai's clear. Actually, I would imagine they have fairly similar.
Yeah, I think Zach's is a little better, but Maokai's isn't terrible.
No.
It's
He also takes that first camp really
fun.
quick because he gets to stack all the saplings.
Right.
How many do you get to stack? Is it 3 or 4?
I believe it's 3, but the damage it has diminishing returns.
Oh, it is.
So you get the initial pop on for each sapling, but the couple of extra pops afterwards,
gotcha.
Yeah, that only applies once.
Both teams rocking the foreskin. So that's that's something. No skin on Samira or Morgana. Interesting at this point in 2020, you didn't have a Morgana skin, or chose not to. I respect that as well. Let's see. We got a nice happy bee emote. Ooh, surprised Zed. I like that one. That one's pretty cute. Though I really hate Zed. Looking at these builds, nothing crazy. Regular starts all over the place.
Right.
Interesting.
The Ariada Prezi is on the Xerath is a little interesting. Typically, you're going to want that Comet. It's going to do more damage over the course of the game, but
yeah, Ari tells me that he's trying to play more aggro in lane.
Right. Using auto text. Internal tilt is actually going to come out here and look for a level 1 play.
Ooh,
THC set up in a 5-point though.
This
Pretty
is
defensive.
this is a cool invade though. One thing I want to note, Cassio started Sapphire Crystal looking to back for a really early tier. Ooh, gets a flash at a Lonely Company who throws the Q in response.
The ward going to be dropped down by a mentally ill ape.
So nice win for internal tilt there.
Yeah, they got a ward on the blue buff too. Flash out of Morgana. That's going to be a easier target to gank. Although once she hits that black shield, it's as a Zac, it's very difficult. Assuming Lonely Company has the reaction time, which I would imagine he does, picking Morgana in a playoff match.
It's just a question of the people spreading out so that he can't knock both of them because she can only shield one person. Do absolutely positively love this Misfortune skin.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I don't think I've seen it too many times. I actually see the Prestige edition more often, but I do like the colors on there. I'm a big fan of purple.
The glowy guns are so sick.
Wolf is going to get a very, very fast first buff. That's what those saplings, stacking those up for that big initial hidden damage. That's what those do. Yeah. Zach going to start on the blue side, so it looks like he's going to be trying to get bot early.
Yeah, interesting to see him start leashless top. I mean,
Shen.
Zach can handle it. Oh, Shen leashed. I didn't
Yeah,
see.
Shen leashed a little bit.
I was staring at bot lane. We got to lane pretty quick. Both top laners with grass. We're gonna see a lot of green being traded back and forth. There's some green.
A couple of boogers going back and forth.
Yeah, just shooting snot rockets at each other.
Right. And talking more about priority, Sion's gonna definitely have to shove.
Oh, that was a
Velveteen
really
Sky hits the
smart play from
wall.
Lonely
It's not
Company, although he has
necessarily
no
a bad
flash.
thing.
This is maybe gonna be a first blood. Heal comes out of Misfortune to try to stave off death for the Morgana, and it works, but a hook from Nautilus keeps the fight alive. Samira trading pretty well, but taking a lot of damage. Nautilus moving forward, but doesn't have the passive up. The root from Morgana hits, and this fight is going for so long. Gets the flash out of Nautilus and the ignite out of Morgana. 6 of 8 summoners blown.
Right. I mean, Morgana didn't have that flash initially, but now the only summoners left are flashes on the 80 carries, and Odog got a nice trade out there.
Nice
Mr.
stun
Prezzi's
from
gonna get
Prezzi, but this could be a problem. Forces the flash out. He does still have barrier.
Right. I think he could have barriered and probably lived, but it's a respect flash. You don't really need it in the 1v1. You're never gonna flash aggressively as Xerath, so and you can just keep the Cassiopeia out of range. So I don't think Prezzi's hurting too bad on that one.
Yeah. One thing that gank really does, though, to help Cassio means that she doesn't have to spend her mana to push or fight, because he is now on the back foot anyway without her having to trade a Q and a bunch of E's. Right. So she's got 75% mana and can just use it for farm and then back whenever she has, you know, tier or lost chapter or whatever she wants to buy.
Right.
Nice training going on in the top lane, like we were talking about before. Sion a little low on mana, though, and Shen, of course, has that energy, so it's a little easier for him to stay in lane for longer than Sion.
And bot lane's pretty much back up to full health. Velveteen Sky throws a hook just for kicks.
To say, here's what I can do. I bet you can't do that.
I really want to see Morgana throw a Q wide, just you know, to have a little fun.
If this was not a playoff game,
a lot of damage off.
This is the taunt. I don't know if that's I don't know if saying, hey, you're hitting me a lot, how about you hit me some more, was the idea there, but gets the, a knock up there. Super low, is he gonna flash auto? First blood to Dog. Makes Skull Cruiser say, oh god. Oh, but here is Morgana. Zach goes wide, gets hit by the E and the Q from Morgana. Nice peel there. So first blood over to THC with a pretty dominant performance by Odog in the top lane here. Up 15-16 farm, gets a first blood. It's nice stuff.
Right, and that's gonna, I mean, Shen is still going to, you know, have that ultimate, have that, you know, cross map, the global pressure. Waffle's a nice follow onto the Zach here. And Pokemon Monster might just be
he's got a red buff.
Here.
He's slow. That's the flash. That's the auto. The burn is going to kill him.
Passive's going to get popped.
The mirror's low, too. This could be a real problem. And a TP down from Sion. No one's died yet, but that's going to be a dead Zach. Mr. Prezzi takes it. That's going to help him out in the mid lane.
THC.
And here's Sion. Velveteen Sky trying desperately to navigate his way out of that. Hooks his way to the tower.
Gets out of the stun and just spider dots away.
1,200 gold lead for THC at 5.5 minutes and an early dragon.
And that's what we were talking about. It's even early on, like, these are basic abilities that enable this kind of pick comp. So you get caught in the wrong place at the wrong time and you are just going to die. There's no escape.
Yeah.
Really nice follow with the W out of Waffles there to set that up.
Yeah, that was really clean to start that off. Now Sion's turning into a choo-choo train to get all this farm. That's worth it.
It did give Skull Cruiser, it gave Skull Cruiser a bit of a chance to get back into this game. Odog obviously is still gonna have a CS lead because he ulted back up to get this, but
definitely gave him some breathing room.
Right. But what I was saying before that all went down is, while Shen is still going to have the 6 and the cross-map global pressure, a lot of the huge value out of Shen is he can kind of be a lane bully. And when you get set behind early on like that, you lose one of the really valuable parts of Shen.
I mean,
gets bodied
Odog is just relentless in this top lane here. Mr. Prezzi getting pushed in now by Dragonborn, who has his tier. So that's going to make his life a lot easier.
Yeah, and Dragonborn, I don't know if this is just from laning or if he punished the roam from Prezi, but he's built up a decent CS lead, which is pretty terrifying to give a Cassiopeia.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, and that's the worst feeling as a mid laner, you're like, all right, my mid laner left, I'm going to take advantage, I'm going to push some waves in, I'm going to get an XP and a gold lead, and then you see that your laner killed someone somewhere else on the map, you're like, well, the lead I just worked on is even now. That was the nice taunt from Shen. Forces Sion to take a tower shot who has to shield to stop it right at the last second.
Right. And this is what Sion does. He pushes you in. He has a few ways to harass under turret, but he really is just there to be a presence on the map. He's going to be able to help this Maokai
now here comes
whenever
Zach.
he needs to.
I don't know if his E's far enough to be able to reach where Sion is. Sion pulls back a little bit from the
I
tower.
don't know if they even have the damage to kill Sion.
I don't think they do either. I don't think they do either.
Zach does a surprisingly high amount of damage. Like
I was really hoping. Oh, here we go. We're going to see. Let's find out. Misses the knockup, but is going to get the stun out of the minions. The taunt comes through. This does seem to be a bit of a damage, but Zerath is here roaming up with his ult, and all of a sudden, this seems like not a bad thing for THC. Forces the flash out of Shen as the Maokai approaches with all of his trees, roots.
Right. The Grasping Roots comes out, forces the Shen to flash. And honestly, THC went out pretty heavily on that trade.
Yeah, that's some nice team play. You know, the Zerath moves up to cover with the ult. Jungler's already on that side of the map, which lets ODog be that aggressive without really losing anything. I mean, he had no summoners and still really wasn't in danger of dying once his team came. Right. They even got a flash out of Shen. And Zach had to peel off immediately because they burned his passive in the fight down by Dragon.
Mm-hmm. And good on Prezi to preemptively roam. They must have anticipated that gank, so... Waffles and Prezi were both in the area. And, like, you know, having the Sion gives you so much time, because even if he goes down, you still have the zombie.
Yeah. Absolutely.
CS lead, Orgasmic Jukes did have a CS lead at one point, but it has transitioned over to the side of Medley Elite.
Oh, that was a hook from, and here's Zach, MF ulting, but that's like I was saying before, she has to flash out, and her Nimbus Cloak is going to help a little bit. The Morgana Q onto the Nautilus is going to save a little bit of time, but it's still going to have to be the heal out of Morgana. Looks like as a result, THC sees Zach at the bottom. They're going to take Rift Herald. A really frenetic series of plays down in the bot lane, resulting in a whole lot of nothing. A couple summoners burned. But, oh, this is the dead Velveteen Sky. Good night. Back to the depths with you.
Good pick off from Lonely Company there. I'm not sure. I think he placed that ward after he threw the Q, so...
So Morgana just,
I'm gonna go in, Odog just gonna blow us.
Cassio's so low, Shen has to ult from right next to her to get some help. A good ult from Cassio is gonna buy a little bit of time, but I think there's still gonna be a dead Zac. Sion flashes forward to kill the Cassio, knocks up the Shen. I don't even think Waffles is really gonna die. He's got so much healing as that Maokai, and a double kill over to Mr. Prezi, and all of a sudden it's 6-0, 3,300 gold up for THC, and this is looking not so hot.
Right.
For Internal Tilt.
And what we were saying earlier, those regular season matches, THC coming in and saying, yeah, those results do not matter. We are here to play. We are ready for playoffs. We've been here before. Because I remember, I believe last season in Economy, they did take a game in the in the quarterfinals off of the runners-up Bonobo Boys. So,
that sounds right to me.
These guys are here to play.
Yeah, Infernal Drake up. ODog getting some nice damage out of that tower. Boy, that does so much damage to Shen. Interesting that he's so ahead that he confidently buys Merc Treads before finishing his Sunfire Cape. Looks like they're posturing around this dragon, both teams. Shen does not have ult, but his TP's almost up, but so is Sion's. Their TPs are on roughly the same cooldown. Looks like Morgana actually might get caught over here. Nautilus on the other side. That's a dead Morgana. Waffles might be down too, has to force over the wall. And this all of a sudden has Infernal Tilt, and a really good spot for this Infernal Drake. I don't know if the three of these players here can do much. That's just going to be a dragon over. And all of a sudden, the dragons are even. Nautilus ult on a Zerath. They might want to dogpile onto this. Not hooks forward. Waffles goes in. The Sion is behind. MF gets a great ult. Kills the Nautilus right out. Waffles dies. Zerath dies. MF kiting her for her life with this Shen as Sion peels, but here's the Morgana. Double kill over to Sion already. Can he get a triple? That's going to be an E for Morgana to slow down and kill. A triple for Sion. And all of a sudden, a fight that looked really bad for THC ended up being fine.
You know, you take those. You take giving up a dragon to get a 5-man wipe at 12 minutes and a 5,000 gold lead this early into the game. THC are just Scrooge McDuckin over here.
Sion has so much gold right now. Okay, so Sion obviously has the most gold in the game, but let me tell you how much he has the most gold in the game by. Almost 2,000 more than any other player in the entire game. He has 2,000 more gold than Samira. He has 1,300 more gold than Misfortune. He has almost 4,000 gold over his lane opponent. This is an enormous zombie lumberjack man. I don't know. I guess what skin is he? He's the train. It's
Yes.
it's a big train. It's a large locomotive. At
And,
this point, I wish he just went for Titanic Hydra.
Right, and I don't think really there's any situation in which you don't go for Titanic Hydra. That's
Just chat all over him.
So good. I mean, Titanic Hydra on Sion is incredible. It gives you health, and then it gives you damage based on that health. And all of your bonus health from W is Dragon Ball.
Nice cleanse and a nice ult,
here.
getting some heal with the Qs, but the Zerath ult might prove too much for the Cassio. Cassio dodge, ducks, dip, dives, and dodges around as Zac comes in to make a little bit of mess in the mid lane to give her some space to leave, but now all of a sudden he's in danger. His passive is, as I check here, his passive is not up for another 3 minutes, so pretty ballsy of him to help his friend out there, but it works out for the best. Cassio with a nice cleanse, a nice ult, keeps Zerath and Maokai off of her.
Yep.
Still with a nice farm lead in the mid lane, too.
Right. Cassiopeia able to slither away with a sliver of health. But hey, as long as you don't die and you still have that farm lead, all you're doing is wasting time from the enemy team. So Dragonborn can be happy with that. Skull Cruiser, that turret does not damage Sion.
Yeah, I was gonna say a nice taunt makes Sion, you know, get hit by a handful of, I don't know, pebbles coming off of the rapidly falling tower.
He just took 7 turret shots.
Yeah.
And is over half health still.
Don't forget, turret shots do more damage for each successive shot they hit you with.
Right.
So that's a spicy meatball. Finished Sunfire, now has the Spectre's Cowl and those Merc Treads, and he's just real sticky, and he's gonna live forever.
Right. It doesn't. I don't think it's gonna matter how much gold these carries on Eternal Tilt get. This Sion is just gonna be nigh unkillable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's really future.
He's gonna be the biggest problem, and the issue. Well, the issue for him now is that the Zac is coming. Again, Waffles to the rescue, but Sion has no mana as Zac jumps up and down, but oh my god, Skull Cruiser just dies.
Oh, dog,
it doesn't even matter. He gets out. Cassio's trying to chase. Zac's going forward. Might get Waffles. No, doesn't even have the Q up. Oh.
Everything Dokkan Master has been trying to do in this game has just been denied by THC, and specifically the Sion. He's gotten so close to getting so many good plays, but each one just falls short, and that's gotta be the most frustrating thing because I got so close.
That boy is thick.
Hey. He's gonna
So
go for
first
Spirit
tower
Visage here. I'm not sure I agree with the Spirit Visage purchase, but
just get Titanic Hydra. Just build a Phantom Dancer at this point. I don't care. Like, get after it. Oh, a nice stun there. No cleanse left, if you remember. Oh, but a great ult from Cassio, and here comes the Shen ult to keep her alive, but there's enough in THC where he's going to have to pull off immediately. I think they didn't, you know, get what they wanted, which was Cassio's life, but they will settle for a tower.
Settle for a tower and 2 ultimates.
Yeah, and probably rotate right down to Dragon as 5. I don't know how you beat this 5 right now. Sion has, hang on, give me a second. Sion at 16 minutes and 40 seconds in the game has 4,000 health. Who's gonna kill that? Oh no, sorry. I thought that was at 3864. Okay, he's got 3,300 health. Who's gonna kill that? Like,
Cassiopeia's E right now with poison applied does like 175 damage.
So that's, I mean, not even counting resistances, which he has.
Right.
In between reapplying the Qs, Cassio would have to hit Scion upwards of 20 times to kill him.
I'm not sure she has the mana for that. Dungeon Master gonna go in alone. Samira's coming up from behind. He's getting a lot of damage off it. His passiv's gonna get blown. Let's see if Orgasmic Jukes.
This actually is going to be pretty good for Internal Tilt. This should be a double for Samira, and all of a sudden, as we ask who's going to kill this Scion, the 80 carry of Internal Tilt picks up 600 gold and is starting to flex on him a little bit. Oh, this is... A flash forward from Cassio is also going to pick up Mr. President. All of a sudden, disaster strikes for THC as they lose 3 members for free to the carries of Internal Tilt.
Right.
And now Shen's gonna pick up a turret. What's happening? All of a sudden, what were people fighting over? What was going on?
There
THC.
was a tier 2 turret.
Does not seem worth it.
No. And Shen is he's getting bodied by the Scion a little bit, but he's finding ways to get back into the game. He's finding ways to pick up gold where he can. And there's 3 top lane. They're not gonna look for the Scion with their 3 tanks.
I think it's gonna be an even fight here. So let's see how long Scion can live. 4, 5, 6,
I think this fight is gonna last approximately 15 years.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He's gonna be fighting for at least almost 20 seconds and is half health against 3 people.
You can't commit onto a Scion that hard. The champ buys so much time with his W, with you know, the fact that he has 10 kill participation before 20 minutes and a lot of gold.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of this whole top is an island thing. He's got 10 of 13 kill participants this game. What are you all doing wrong? What is O-Dog doing that you're not doing to have 10 kill participation out of 13? This man says, island, I'm building a bridge.
He is making his presence felt, and you need to do that when you're the Fed laner.
He has 2 items, and Shen has yet to finish 1.
I mean, no one on Internal Tilt, no one else in the entire game is more than an item and a half. And
oh, no, yeah.
Sion's
yeah, he's got 2.5. Yeah.
Huge
Horrifying.
lead off everyone.
Real scary. I will say, though, I mean, if Cassio can shred through, right?
Right. She's working on that Leandres right now, and once she gets that, she'll actually deal some decent damage to O-Dog, which is why I really questioned the Spirit Visage purchase. I would have really liked to see Adaptive Helm here, which is an item that nobody buys, and it frustrates me.
Yeah, nobody buys Adaptive Helm. People forget about it.
It's
oh,
so good.
Cassio went for the Rylai's second. All right, I don't love that, especially since you're not really kiting a Zerath or an MF so much. But I guess if you're behind...
It is a cheap item. It gives a lot of AP. It gives 90 AP.
Yeah.
I
still would
rather
rather
comeback item, but I really think the Leandres is more important here to pick up early. You could pick up the Rylai's at 3 or 4.
You could honestly get away with never building Rylai's on Cassio this game. You could make a case for Leandres into Void Staff here, and I wouldn't disagree with you at all.
I'm a member of the Church of Boy as well. I do really like Rylai's as an item. I buy it a lot when I play champs like Ryze.
Yeah, oh, this Nautilus, Velveteen Sky.
That pick potential, you can't be sleeping.
Yep, especially now with Dragon spawning in
about 20 seconds.
20 seconds, yeah. They have plenty of time to set up this vision. Look at him dropping off these wards. Again, take a quick look at the vision score.
Who's number one?
Yeah, I mean, number one is still. Well, I've been corrected by old No Name who says that apparently someone else is number one division, and Bugleberry's lied to me. But overall, the vision for THC is superior.
It looks like Eternal Tilt do want to contest for this, although Dragonborn is walking back.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the call. It does put them on Soul Point, and it is an Ocean Soul, which, you know, with the sign is a great engage from Zach, but an even better misfortune ult is going to nuke Samira. A great play from Cassio, though, to start making some trades back. Waffle's living forever, and a huge Q is going to get a double kill, and that's going to be a 4 for 2 into the favor of THC, picking up the Ocean Drag, puts them on Soul Point. A really nice engage from Zach, followed up with a pretty nice pop from Samira, but unfortunately, on the wrong targets.
Well, and with that, I was going to say, with that Samira hop, Odog actually did a really good job of canceling that with his ultimate. Samira was trying to hop in, and in the middle of her E animation, Odog popped his ultimate and stopped that dash from happening. So Samira was just caught on the outside as a low-range AD carry, couldn't get into the fight, and just got blown up by the MF ult.
And even though MF died, she did a good job of staying off to the side, so was able to really channel the full ult really right into Samira. Samira just sat right in the biggest part of that cone and just ate the whole thing.
Right, and at this point on Misfortune, before you really have any attack speed, that's what you're trying to do. You are just trying to get that big ultimate off, because that's going to be the majority of your damage during the fights. Yeah, you can get a couple of extra autos in here and there, but
if they group like that, nothing's going to do more damage than your ult.
Right. With these items, yeah, your ultimate is your big source of damage.
Now THC has a couple of options, right? They honestly at this point could just sit for, you know, 3.5 minutes, set up vision, take soul, and then just walk through turrets with Sion in front. They could try to make a case for this Baron as Zac engages on the MF, misses everything, and I don't know about this. Well, the Shen went onto the Zac, and now Zac is just beating up this MF in the back who has to flash. But on the other side, Waffles is diving right in, and now Shen, Zac, and Smear eat some of this MF ult, but MF is going to die right now. Looks like Morgana's going to die too, and all of a sudden this fight is going topsy-turvy against THC, although now here come the tanks, and they are so beefy. Waffle's going to go down, but Odog is still basically untouched in this fight. Internal Tilt did a good job of going past the tanks and just going for the carries, but at a certain point, you still got to kill the tanks.
And this is what we were talking about. Yeah, the Rylai's is going to keep you alive against this Sion, but you're still not going to damage him. She threw 2 or 3 E's into this Sion, and didn't even. Pop goes the snake. But didn't even break through the W shield of Sion, so
yeah,
there's just no way that Internal Tilt have right now of dealing with this Sion. And you know, the Haunting Geist comes out now for Cassiopeia. She is moving towards that Leandre's Torment.
At an 8K gold deficit, it might be too little, too late.
Right. And Mr. Prezi, Xerath isn't a flashy champion. It's difficult to notice where his value is, but Mr. Prezi is doing a really good job of these fights of staying alive during the initial parts of the fight and using the Xerath range and abilities to pick off the stragglers at the end of the fight. You know, you have all the ultimates come down, all the big abilities come in, the tanks get in there and start, you know, slapping each other with their noodle arms. Right. And then you just have this Xerath off the back. Once the dust is starting to settle, just picking off all the low health targets that are trying to scurry away.
And at the current state of the game, between the peel and the tank line for THC and the engage opportunities and buttons for Internal Tilt, they really only can choose one person to kill. So while THC has 2 immobile carries, the way these fights have been going is, okay, you get to kill Xerath or you get to kill MF, but whichever one you don't kill is going to clean up the fight with the tanks who you can't kill ever. Right. So yeah, Zac goes in, Shen goes in, forces MF's flash, she dies to the Samira damage follow-up, but Mr. Prezi's at full health, Chitin on the outside, and then once the tanks are still alive, Zac E is down, Shen Taunton ult is down, Samira ult is down, Nautilus ult is down, and they just clean up.
And that's not to mention that this Sion can probably pick a 1v5 fight and survive for about a minute.
Yeah. All right. So let's take
That
a look at
becomes
the
even
goals
more
here.
true if THC managed to pick up this Ocean Soul. In
So,
which case, I think not only the Scion but the Maokai become completely unkillable.
so now Scion has uh, almost 5k gold on his lane opponent and 2k gold on almost everyone else in the game. Although MF is making a nice case for herself there. Good farm.
Scion is sitting on like 4,500 health right now.
That's just I don't know. This is getting even more out of hand.
Right.
Oh, I know I should be hiding.
So, do you expect a Scion ban in game
2? Maybe. I honestly, it's one of those tanks that just gets so tanky.
2? Right.
And
but the same can be said for Ornn or a Maokai top
right.
lane.
I don't know if Maokai ever gets as tanky as Scion. Scion just scales forever with his W passive, and I think Ornn is also terrifying once games go later. And if they think that these games are going to go for a long time, I would consider banning Scion. I don't know what ODog's pool looks like. Now this is tricky.
Pretty versatile. He plays several positions. So.
The Dragon's getting kind of low and no one's died yet. Nautilus ult and Zac into the backline is going to be pretty good. MF ult gets immediately interrupted by the Shen, and this could be kind of okay for Internal Tilt as Samira's popping off a little bit. Really low. Dies. So does MF. Shen's still alive, as is Cassio. Can Shen peel long enough for Cassio? Can Cassio out-sustain the damage? No, she can't. And 3 alive on the side of THC. No one alive on the side of Internal Tilt. And again, 2 tanks and Mr. Frenzy.
ODog just ulted into like their entire, like 2 or 3 members of Internal Tilt and just distracted them.
Yeah, pick a carry to kill. You can kill Mr. Prezi or you can kill Mentally Ill Ape. You can't kill both. And the ends of these fights are going to be one of the 2 carries and the 2 giant tanks.
And I think this story is just going to repeat itself, especially now that they have Ocean Soul.
They keep choosing MF, which I think is the right decision because her ult is terrifying, but it's not
I think there's no real way for them to get onto the Xerath.
No,
he can hit you so far away that unless Zac solo commits and tries to 1v1 the Xerath, which A, Zac doesn't have the damage to do. B, he's never going to get that 1v1 because there's enough peel on the side of THC to just fall back onto the Xerath. So I just don't think there's a way that they can. I think this is, unless THC make a major blunder here, their classic Baron throw. I really don't think there's a way that they can lose this game.
Or losing Elder is something crazy.
Right.
I mean, okay,
Zac is very good at stealing objectives.
Yeah, so if I'm Internal Tilt, so we have a pause here. So let's take a second to put ourselves in the minds of these players, right? If I'm THC right now, I'm saying, all right, well, we have Soul. Let's fight around Baron. We try to use our Baron push to either break 2 inhibs or even end the game, depending on how well the fights go. If I'm Internal Tilt, I am pushing sidewaves. I am honestly giving the Baron. I'm just trying to hold as long as possible because really the only way I can see Internal Tilt getting out of this game is if Cassio finishes a 4th item, Samira finishes a 3rd or a 4th item, they get a crazy steal on Elder, and then the 2 late game carries can just shred through THC. I don't know. I mean, it's a 9,100 gold down and an Ocean Soul at 29 minutes.
It's a lot to ask for.
Now Sion's getting his Titanic. It is.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's not impossible. It's not impossible, but it is a lot to ask for.
You asked for it over and over again, and finally ODog is listening to you, and he's buying that Titanic Hydra. He's like, okay, I'm the carry now.
Yeah.
Those are gonna deal a lot of damage. He's got like 5k health.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if he finishes that before the game ends. There is a way.
I'm not convinced.
There's a world where THC can end this game before he gets enough gold to finish that. He only has 400 in his inventory. He's got 2/3 of the pieces plus the completion cost. I mean,
it's about, I think from this point it's like just under 1,600.
I can't open the shop inspector.
It costs 3,500. Completion cost is 475. Don't ask me why I have these numbers memorized. So 975, I think, is what he has left.
All right, it's actually he'll get it. He'll finish it. But yeah, I don't know. I think I will say. Oh, here's Zach. Cassio's done a really good job of keeping up in build to the Serath. She as of right now, Cassiopeia is pumping out more damage than Serath in a team fight.
Right.
So they have that going for them. And if they can blow up the MF, the later the game goes, the longer Cassio can live because of her healing and the more bursts and longevity Samira has. There's a world. There's a world.
I don't know.
think
I
we
haven't seen
live in
Odon take damage in 15 minutes. Like,
right. I mean, yeah. I don't think we live in that world, but somewhere there is a world where Internal Tilt can come back from this.
Right.
I don't believe we are inhabitants of it currently.
Right. It would require a 50-plus minute game, a lot of mistakes from THC to close this out, and I mean, Internal Tilt definitely has the scaling advantage, but with an almost 10k gold lead 30 minutes into the game, that doesn't matter as much.
Right.
Because you're just so far behind that, you know, everyone's on average nearly a full item behind if you spread the gold out evenly. So
one thing that I do like to
matter.
One thing I do like to think about in these positions being this far behind, though, is how many towers we haven't taken. So if I'm Internal Tilt, I'm like, hey, we've only taken 1 tower. There's 2 sacks of gold that are kind of low that are easy to take. So we, you know, that's money in the bank. You know, that's words of encouragement, perhaps.
Right. I mean, if you can manage a Baron steal, those turrets go down like paper.
Pauses? Boring pause versus tic-tac-toe. Is this a thing? Have people been doing tic-tac-toe during pauses? That's great. How do we do that?
Wait. What?
Old no name. Old no name. Say more things right now.
Someone in bathroom. I have that little pen tool thing.
Oh.
Let's see what I can do here.
I guess I would have to look at the stream and we'd be playing tic-tac-toe on a 30-second delay.
I'm supposed to have a delay?
There is a delay. This is a natural, I mean, all streams.
It's like 5 seconds.
It's 30 seconds.
Okay.
Between what's on the stream right now.
Can we see this on stream?
I'll tell you.
You can't see this on stream. Damn. I don't have this overlay enabled.
Damn.
Okay, I can fix this. I can fix.
Well, now you're racing whoever on THC is in the bathroom.
Right.
We can rule out Morgana because she was the one who said they were in the bathroom. Someone was in the bathroom. We can rule out MF because they said not yet.
All right, well, next time.
My leading suspect is that it was Mr. Prezi going to the bathroom. We'll ask after the game.
Next time, we will have tic-tac-toe ready for you, Old No Name. I promise.
Great.
Well, okay, I don't promise, but...
Oh, well, that was a really quick backpedal. Almost immediate.
But I will try. Okay.
I bet you it was Mr. Prezi in the bathroom. He just seems kind of like a bathroom kind of guy.
Yeah,
you know? Definitely. That's a guy who goes to the bathroom.
Oh, you.
All right. So as we come back into this game, THC looks like they have, they've brought their bot lane around Baron to get some vision. It seems like they would probably be pretty comfortable sacking this bot outer. Cassio is pushing, but does not have TP. Remember, she took cleanse, so.
Right. And I really don't think there's
a way
you can contest for it right now.
Yeah, I think Shen's got to be bot right now. I think they're just trading.
I think what you got to do is what you said earlier. You have to push out the side waves, prevent them from having an avenue to easily end the game with that Baron, but THC actually are electing to...
Which is the smart thing to do, right? Because if they went for Baron, it would buy Cassio enough time to get solo gold on a turret and push out a side wave. But THC says, we don't need to take a 50-50 on a Baron, or we don't need to do this whole rigmarole setup right away. We see your carry bottom. We're just going to take a tower in your face, then set up the vision, then take Baron. It does give Cassio enough time to rotate over. But now at this point, Zach's on Krugs, and this should just be a free Baron. I would be
and I don't think they were ever planning on contesting for this.
Yeah, no.
So
but a
THC
nice read
is just
to stop that bot tower from going down.
Right. It was that was a really good move out of THC. They forced the Cassiopeia to rotate. That tower is still up.
Yeah.
And THC get a tower for free before taking the Baron. So now they have more room to work with this buff. Oh, and I like the Scion's positioning here, because once he gets that up to the inhibitor turret, he's going to have a really easy pathway to R in for a flank on the mid.
He's got a highway. Now we're starting to see some of the Cassio damage, but she gets cooked by the Scion Q, which does about as much damage as she did to him before. And they're just sieging it up mid. With Scion splitting on the side, like you said, he can get here pretty quick. His ult is up. He also does have TP if they want it. And now Eternal Tilt is just stuck inside their own base.
Yep. And they're going to have to wait for someone to overstep a little bit. Looks like they're going to maybe try to go in on ODOG here. Just sack the middling
I think
turret.
that is a bad idea. And that's going to just be an inhib turret. Zach looks like he wants to go. This is everything. Black Shield immediately goes onto the MF, and she's did a pretty good job. Spot to ult if she wants to. There it is. Zach tries to interrupt it, but Scion is on the front, middle, and back line, and it does not matter. He is buying all the time in the world. The auto follows from MF. They're going to kill the Zach. They're going to kill the Samira. They're going to kill the Nautilus, and they're going to kill the Nexus. Scion just creates so much space between his backline and the threats of Eternal Tilt.
Did you see how much damage his R did there? That wasn't even a fully charged one. It was just a little baby train.
Cleared them all out. That's going to be a 32.5-minute win for THC. A very strong game one with a dominant zombie-like performance from ODOG 500 on the Scion. Never even bothered to use his passive. What a crappy Scion player. Wasted a fifth of his kit.
Not even utilizing it.
Rub. What an absolute dumpster fire of a performance. Missing, not using, imagine not using 20% of a champion's kit. And then thinking that you played a good game. Unbelievable.
It's like not dealing any true damage while playing Kog'Maw.
It's like, what? Yeah, like, what's the point? Also, he did far and away the most damage in the whole game.
I'm not surprised.
Really horrifying to look at. That is a really scary chart to
I'll bring this up for the stream, but
yeah, bring that chart up. That's
yeah, this is what the damage charts look like. Scion is a champion.
I don't see it on stream. Oh, unless you just did it. You're right. There's a delay. Yes. Yeah, that's a scary boy. And I wonder how much of that is just from Sunfire Cape, just lighting himself on fire and just hugging the other team for periods as long as 20 to 25 seconds, which we counted on stream. So, game one over to THC. Now, if any members of THC are here watching the stream now, we had some predictions, or I had a prediction about who went to the bathroom during that pause. Now, I surmise it was Mr. Prezi. That's my prediction, and I'd like to know if I'm correct. I've Sherlock Holmes'd it out. I'm fairly confident it was Mr. Prezi in the bathroom, and I'd like verification.
And now we wait for chat to respond. While we are waiting for someone from THC to respond, Bigfoot, it takes two to tango, so I'm gonna have to leave you for just a moment here.
Great. I will entertain the chat, and then I will take a turn. Speaking of the bathroom, to run to the bathroom real quick. So that's game one. Over to THC. Sound alerts are off. Well, Kev has allergies. I don't know how to fix that. I don't think I can. So that is a bummer. Let me see. I wonder if I can turn it on. No. What do you mean? Sound alerts are off. That might be. Thank you, Kev. That it's basically the same thing. Let me log into the. Oh, here's the next game. Let me log into the Twitch account. Oh no, I don't want to mess with the stream actually. I'll ask somebody to know when he gets back. Maybe be able to turn on those sounds.
Oh. I can't join the game.
Oh, I'll go down and spectate.
Oh, that'll work. Now I'm here.
All right. I was wrong. It was Waffles who went to the bathroom during the game.
Waffles.
All right. Well, I will now leave you alone with chat. Oh, Kevin has allergies. Was asking if there's a way. I don't know how to do it to turn on the sound alerts. The sound plays. Yeah, that's basically my reaction. I'll be right back.
Okay, so I do have mod privileges, but I have no idea how to do that. I will try, Kevin. I will try my hardest. And I'm already about stuck. Ooh, maybe this will work. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kevin. I don't think I can get those turned on for you. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Alright, it looks like they're about ready to get started with the next edition of Pro Draft. So as soon as that gets started, I'll pull that up for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed your Saturday afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time of day it is where you guys are. And I hope you're enjoying it. The nice cold coriander. Because I sure am. And it looks like Pro Draft has begun for Game 2. Internal Tilt electing to stay on blue side here. So maybe some similar pick bans? Nope. Some very quick changes out of Internal Tilt. Morgana and Scion, two champions they identified as problems in the last game, going to be taken off the table. THC going with the exact same two bans that they started with last game. So Internal Tilt already making some adjustments in the pick ban phase. And we're going to see how this translates to the picks that they end up. So like what champions they end up playing. They're going to keep the Malzahar ban. I like that. Prezi is very good at Malzahar. So, and Malzahar is a pick that can really shut down an opposing mid laner and just like not allow them to do anything. And given that they put Dragonborn on Cassiopeia last game, that player is clearly one of their primary carries. So they want to allow him to be unleashed. A Mordekaiser first pick. Which is not something I think is common. Um, I tend to see Mordekaiser as a counter pick rather than just a blind pick top laner, but it seems as though Skull Cruiser is very comfortable on the champ and is willing to take into whatever THC or whatever ODOG is willing to throw at him. So THC going to make a slight adjustment in their early picks. They're going to take away the Nautilus. And a roll with Nautilus Misfortune as their bot lane for this game, unless we see some crazy Nautilus mid, which I'm not sure Mr. Prezi is a player of, but I've been surprised before. Rakan, looking like the hover, looking like the counter into Nautilus. I'm not a bot lane player. I'm not sure how that matchup goes. I imagine it's rather difficult for the Rakan to actually make things happen against the Nautilus because of the quick CC. But, you know, if you're going to be paired with an Ashe, you can have a relatively safe laning phase, and the Rakan can sort of provide that engage later on.
All right, sorry about that. Had to ward off a phone call as well.
Oh, no worries, no worries. We're just hanging out, shouting out our sponsors, and
Great.
just having a grand old time.
Yep.
I don't know if you caught it, but Pro Draft has started.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on the stream. So another MF pick from THC.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out pretty well.
I don't know. Were there any
completely different
subs
draft
made?
from Internal Tilt. Let me take a look.
No. It is the same roster for both squads.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get grabbed again by the THC here.
Yeah, I play with nameplates off. So. I did not see.
Cassiopeia ban. All right. I'm not sure how useful the Cassiopeia would be this game. I'm not sure if that's like if it's the same level of priority that it would be last game, just because of the lack of hard engage frontline.
I will say that they did blind it, which shows that they have a significant level of comfort with it.
Right, but maybe they planned on drafting those kinds of champions around it already, and just like, okay, Cassio's the one we really want to prioritize. We want to make sure we get this piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. Some mid lane bands coming out from THC, Cassio band, Ari band.
A lot of mid lane bands coming out from
figures are at. Well, if you hold, I like holding mid because there are so many champions that are viable mid. I guess it depends just on how, the levels of competency with each.
Right.
The mid laners have. So clearly I think we can kind of see that THC plays a lot of zone control mages with the Sarath, Vigor, and Malzahar bands. So.
Right. And this is one of the reasons I was really questioning the first pick Mordekaiser is Mordekaiser can be heavily countered in top lane, and Darius is one of those counters.
Yes.
I don't know if Mordekaiser wins a 1v1 against Darius at any stage of the game. So.
Yeah, I like it because they're both champions. So against Darius, you want to build some healing reduction, and Mordekaiser really doesn't want to go in a Morellonomicon.
No, like really doesn't want to go.
And they're not an AD champion who can jump into executioners for 800 gold. So Darius can heal over his face. Orianna, I love Orianna. I think
Orianna's just
such a solid.
Kind of always solid.
It's so good.
There's not really a comp she doesn't fit into.
Pairs really well with Rakan.
Mm-hmm. Just in a decent blind pick. Always.
Yeah, for sure.
She is the jack of all trades for mid lane.
Yep. And the Lux in response. So again, another kind of an interesting pick in the mid lane for THC. Mr. Prezi playing a Lux here, which will be.
He likes his circles.
Yeah, I mean, it's League is all about circles. It's whoever can circle best. I mean, Mordekaiser's got a lot of circles. Rakan's got a lot of circles. Kane's got a lot of circles. Ori's got a lot of circles. So THC really needs to up their circle game. They're really well. I guess MF drops a circle. Nautilus's ult is a circle. Darius has a circle, but Lux has so many.
But
circles.
you know who has the most circles?
Yeah, That's the looks.
Ziggs. Ziggs has the most circles.
Ziggs has 4 circles.
It's
5.
more like 12.
Oh, if you count all the little things.
Yeah.
Those are circles within a larger circle. But every single one of his abilities is a circle. Even his passive, which is just him throwing a bomb, which is, 3-dimensional circle.
Right.
He can pick up Bramble if he needs.
Just as auto attack.
Mordekaiser, I don't think really wants to build Bramble either. Mordekaiser they're like, he really wants to go. What? It's either Leandri's or Nashor's first.
Yeah, it's some combination of typically any 2 of Leandri's is pretty stable.
Yeah.
But you can pair with that early on, you can pair a Nashor's, a Protobelt, or a Rallies.
Yeah.
I get it.
I don't know Mordekaiser that well. I don't know which item works better in certain circumstances. But you typically don't want the Bramble Vest into a Thornmail. Maybe later on it could work. Mm-hmm. But there's not a ton of auto attacking that's going to be going on. Like we saw last game, MF doesn't auto attack a ton. It's more about that ultimate. Darius, he auto attacks you like maybe thrice in this combo. But
Mordekaiser is just a little. It is 10 THC. Buggleberry.
Yes. That is
also,
on the stream currently, if you would look.
Bitch, you lied to me about the best vision score in economy. Old No Name is telling me it's not Lonely Company, and here I am just telling everyone it's Lonely Company, and now looking like an idiot, like a damn fool.
So your first mistake was listening to him.
Thanks a lot. God. You embarrassed me in front of Old No Name. You know I like him.
Think what I could offer.
Shame. So we've already seen this draft. Just going through. Ooh. I have a McDonald's half left over for my breakfast.
Ooh.
And I'm going to eat that now.
Get in there.
Got some picante sauce left over too. I'm living large. I'm living tall.
So last game I really liked Eternal Tilt's draft, and they still lost. And now I like THC's draft a little bit better, so I wonder if that means they're gonna lose.
Probably. You have been wrong a lot today, so...
It's you know what? You're right about that.
Which is also a first. I haven't been right very much today either.
Mighty, get your own fries. God. Classic Mighty. Always asking for fries, never getting his own fries.
I don't have fries, man. I got a hash brown. I bought this for breakfast,
They're all part of the same family, though.
6 hours ago. 7, 8 hours ago? I got up early this morning.
Browns. You don't live on the East Coast, do you? 7 hours ago is not that early.
I live in the Midwest.
That's here an hour.
Actually, no, I probably bought it. I probably got this, 9 hours ago then. Because I got up for, game 3 of the semifinals.
I got up for game 1. I set an alarm for 6 a.m. I got up for game 1. Fell asleep very early on in game 1. Back asleep. Had a very strange dream about the LEC team. The caster on air team. Because all their voices were in my head. And they were in my dream. I don't think it's ever happened to me. You see this in TV shows and movies sometimes where you fall asleep, listening to someone or watching a TV show, and then those people are in your dream. That had never happened to me until this morning, and it was strange as hell. And then I woke up again in the middle of game 2, and I watched the rest of the series.
I woke up this morning at 7. So, right when game 2 would have been starting. And, I was going to turn it on and watch it, but before I could make any decision, which granted, right when I wake up, takes me a while to do, I had fallen back asleep. So, I got into the series at 1-1 and thought, all right, this is going to be a banger. And then G2 just got smacked around for
That last game was. I'm a G2 fan, and I wasn't even mad about it. If a team can do that to the other team, it's all you, bro. Good luck
right.
in the next round. That was terrifying to watch.
Yeah. What are your thoughts for tomorrow? You think Suning or Top is going to take it?
I mean, okay, so I didn't even have Suning beating JDG in
I actually had JDG
my pick'ems
as the runner-up.
Yeah, my pick'ems are all right so far, except for JDG Suning. I have Top beating Damwon in the finals.
I had Damwon beating JDG.
So I think Top will win tomorrow. But I think Suning looked. I don't know. I think Suning looked better than I thought they would in the quarters.
I think, based on what I've watched, Suning has looked like the best LPL team in the tournament so far. That being said, still think Top is better at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I think Knight, 369, and Jackie Love are just too good. And I don't think... And I think Karsa is good enough where he can contain SFM. Even though he's been the best player at the tournament overall. Like, SFM has been the best player at Worlds. And I don't even think it's close right now.
Yeah.
But I think Karsa is good enough to contain him. And let Knight, Jackie Love, and 369 do their thing. And my roommate's cat is now yelling at me from behind the door. I'm not going to let her in because she will just meow a lot. But our 3-minute delay is finally over, so we can get into the game.
Here we go into the game. So again, THC with the 4 skin. Internal Tilt with the 5 skin. High Noon Ash, best Ash skin. Dark Oriana, best Oriana skin.
Yes. I like Project Ash actually more than High Noon, but I'm biased because I don't own High Noon and I do own a Project.
I don't own High Noon and I'm comfortable saying it's the best. It's a great skin line. I think all the High Noon skins are really, really good.
Right. I do like the High Noon line as well. I am a bigger fan of the Dark Stars skin though, and Eternal Tilt has 2 of those, so I'm very happy.
All right. I don't love the Dark Star skin line. I do think it is the best Oriana skin though. Although the Pool Party Oriana, if you get some of the chromas, are pretty tight.
But like I mentioned earlier, I really like purple. So.
Oh, sure.
Which is weird, because I only own like 1 purple shirt. And I don't wear it ever.
Huh.
I need more purple.
You get more? Mr. Prezi again with the Airy. Makes a little more sense on Lux, but still, you think it would...
Looking for more of a supportive. We need to get that auto attack harass, I guess, but...
Velveteen Sky, strutting.
I like this setup. This could be a really good setup into any, like, really tricky level 1s.
Yeah. Oh,
but then it also allows you to latent fade like this, which is going to get spotted out by Internal Tilt. So they're just going to walk away. Kane's going to go start topside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just
Unfortunately, nothing interesting is going to happen.
Kane doesn't know that they don't want the camp. Kane's probably going to start birds, though.
Well, now he does, because he just watched them all walk out.
Oh, yeah. Huh. All right, well, Kane's going to start birds.
Mm-hmm. Waffles is not going to have as quick of a first clear this time because he was only able to plant 1 sapling, but it's still going to be pretty quick because those saplings deal a lot of damage. It just makes his first ball really fast. Doesn't beat the Grump to the spawn this time, but you lose a couple seconds, it's a little whatever.
Yeah. So, nothing crazy coming out of these starts. Darius moving up, starting to bully out a little bit. I don't hate Lux having Airy because she has a very high base attack speed. and you can also use auto attacks to proc the Aerie. So I see some of the thought there. Now, if Darius hits level 2 first, this could be really bad. He's stacking a lot of blues in his Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser traded back pretty well, but there's level 2. If he hooks him in, this could be ugly.
Right.
Both top laners have TP, not Ignite, so.
I can obviously see Prezi also just prioritizing Aerie over... although I think Comet is 100% better on Lux, always, because your 2 damaging ability is also slow. Or have CC. But on Vel'Koz, or not on Vel'Koz, on Xerath, I can see this, as a fight breaks out in the top lane, Skull Cruiser's gonna go real low.
That's a bloody boy. Now, are we gonna see another first blood off of a flash from O-Dog under tower? That's what I wanna know.
I'm just surprised we didn't see it right there.
Has Skull Cruiser learned?
Oh, Dokemon Master
They
this
have
time,
learned.
though.
Or have they? The fight is gonna be close. Another first blood to O-Dog. First blood king, but this time, progress. As
I'm not sure about that. Look at the CS
a
score.
return kill. Oh yeah, no, it's really, really bad for a return kill. But it's better than last game. Because they got 300 gold back. It did go to Kayn, that's okay.
But
You can
it's
accelerate Kayn.
It's a Darius, not a Scion.
Yeah, no, that's you're right. Oh, and he gets the TP back in.
Right. Continue this onslaught. O-Dog is putting on a clinic today.
Yeah, O-Dog, yeah. I mean, if things keep progressing the way they did last game, O-Dog is really... We don't do MVPs for series, but I feel pretty comfortable giving it to him if it's anything like last game.
We are 4 minutes into game 2.
Oh, yeah, but I really just love his style. Even if they lose, like the kid's style.
It's got nice shoes.
Yeah. Oh, a flash! Layering the CC a little off. The exhaust comes out from Orianna, and she's gonna actually get out, I think. THC blew it a little bit. The flash W from Maokai was a great idea, but Lux immediately threw a Q instead of layering the CC. Let Orianna get out with a hair of health, which would not happen if they layered that CC a little bit better. So you hate to see it.
The lack of teleport means that Lux is going to be able to shove in this wave decently and get a slightly better recall off. But aside from the summoners, not a ton was lost.
Yeah, so Darius is doing what Darius is do that get first blood into a Mordekaiser, which is just freeze the lane on his side of the lane and never let the other person do anything. At least he's only 1 level down.
Right. I mean, he's staying in XP range, but the man has 5 CS.
Yeah, it's not going well.
It's still frozen.
He went back and bought boots. Might have just wanted to eat it and get a cloth armor. This might be a Sonya's first kind of game. I don't know.
At least the Seekers, I think, isn't a bad idea.
Yeah, at least the Seekers, yeah. He's picking up some
Maybe,
more.
you know what? Maybe you're this far behind this game. Maybe you do just hit the Bramble Dust.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you eat it. Although he's winning this trade here a little bit. Don't underestimate Mordekaiser. I don't know. Dodge the Q.
Misses
nice.
the Q. I think if O-Dog hits that Q, then Mordekaiser's dead, but...
At least he gets to push the issue for sure.
Yeah.
But that actually, as of right now, they are pretty even because neither one of them reset. Once Darius resets, Mordekaiser needs to stay up in his face, not let him reset, harass him while he farms, give him a hard time.
But as he's doing that, he is recalling. However, while that whole top lane fight was going on, Eternal Tilt went down and snuck a dragon away. So good move out of them.
Yeah.
Take their advantage, make that cross map play. But CS lead for everyone but Waffles on the side of THC right now. And you know, the 2 CS deficit in the jungle is kind of made up for by the 30 CS lead top lane.
Yeah. All the gold difference is in this top lane.
Oh, cool.
I mean, Kane's got a little bit of a lead from that kill too, but Kane is one of the champions pretty useless for a while. Once he transforms,
Maokai's gonna do what he does regardless of how much gold he has, so which is why he's cropped up as a decent support pick.
So now we're at the point where almost everyone has 6s. So we're gonna see what happens. I don't know if you want Darius closer to you, Mordekaiser.
And I think that is just a dead Skull Cruiser right here.
Maybe. Although again, they're baiting in the cane. Careful, careful. Oh, he's got so much bleed. Can he dunk? Oh no.
He already dunked.
He's fighting the bleed. Oh, he gets it with the
He's
bleed.
gonna get
Oh no, is he gonna get both? Oh no,
no.
disaster. I didn't see him dunk those.
Go next.
Oh, disaster.
3-1 Darius, 7.5 minutes in. Like that feels
Turn
bad. And you
2-1.
don't have a ton of reliable CC for him. I mean, the Mordekaiser, if he rushes Zanya's here. So like real talk, Mordekaiser can rush Zanya's, hold Darius in,
And then just keep him there.
and then just try to keep him there as long as possible,
Yeah.
because you have so much burst damage on the rest of your team. Maybe you can win the fight before that 7 seconds. Well, I mean, Mord's not going to survive 7 seconds, but
Yeah, and that's a really interesting thought. Just play to be the person who removes Darius.
Right.
Although here Darius may have stayed a little too far and gotten a little greedy. Mordekaiser's doing a lot of damage to him, and he doesn't have any mana. This actually could be a shutdown. Gets the flash. Oh, the Q!
Waffles here to save
Oh
him.
no! Waffles comes in with the ult and the save. Odog has no health. The Q not enough.
Slightly late barrier from Prezi there, but he's going to be just fine.
Just
Ultimate blown out Dragonborn for a little bit of lane priority. But Waffles coming in clutch. Because that's a huge shutdown that would have gone over.
Yeah, it's basically getting 2 kills. That would have brought him right back into the game.
Well,
Well,
would have gotten him closer, but Darius
gotten him
already has
somewhere.
Black Cleaver.
yeah. Oh my. 8.5 minute black.
Are you just going to see Odog run over the game again?
Maybe. Maybe. Nothing's. Bottom half of the map is just goose eggs. No one's doing anything. They're basically even in farm. MF's got a nice little lead. Mid lane's just dead even.
Right. And meanwhile, top lane, they're just, you know, up there doing what top laners do and being degenerates and fighting.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And you gotta love them for it.
You gotta.
It's the kind of wholesome degeneracy, you know?
Yeah, it's the good kind. Oh man. So Darius is Black Cleaver. Looks like Mordekaiser's got
An Amptome and a Ruby Crystal.
he's got a grab bag. Just
And
a
a-
nice
and
mix
a,
of things that don't necessarily all build together. So the
got a-
dagger. I don't think there are any items in the game that build out of Ruby Crystal and dagger.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think there's
About
any item that
99%,
gives health
sure.
and attack speed unless it's a Trinity Force. But
Yeah.
I think
okay,
Skull
yeah.
Cruiser is
The only item he could
outmatched at the
conceivably be building by these 3 is a Trinity Force.
that shockwave tickled Odog
Yeah.
just a little.
And then Odog breathed in her direction and she flashed away because if he hooked her, she would have died so fast. So a nice engage here from Rakan and Charm onto Nautilus. Nautilus might be in a little bit of danger. That's layering CC pretty well. Forces the flash out. But a return hook from Nautilus is going to keep Velveteen Sky in a tough spot for this MF who's going to... Oh, and the knockup from the Nautilus keeps him in the ult long enough.
That was beautiful.
Oh!
Velveteen Sky realizing that he had to take matters into his own hands, but
Speaking of layering
THC just
CC,
turned
let's
around.
do it again. Mr. Prezi doesn't have ult. So sad. But it's up soon. Uh-oh, he might have moved up a little too far for this Kane. Kane forces the flash. The Q comes up from Lux, but does
Didn't dodge it with the R.
have enough damage. The flash and the shield's gonna be enough, but here comes Kane. The shield's gonna wear off before he pops. He's waiting as long as he can. There's the pop. He gets 1. Can he get 2? A double kill under the
He's gonna
tower.
get 2, but
Shield
he
from
is...
Ori, but it's not gonna matter. Wow.
So much happening.
Woo. All things said and done, Kane with 3 kills. A flash knockup for Rakan is gonna get both of them. But hooks from Lonely Company onto Orgasmic Jukes. That's another kill over to THC. Every time Internal Tilt comes in, they die. There's gonna be a root there, another auto, a Q, 1 more auto, a double kill, and now Darius and MF both have 3 kills. And THC.
And instead of getting the first brick with all 5 plates, they're gonna move up to this dragon and, you know, start working on a soul.
Yeah.
THC has had complete command over the early game in both game 1 and 2 today. We did see Internal Tilt fight back in the mid game though, in game 1.
Yeah. I mean, I thought they had a nice turn here for a second. They had a really nice play in the mid. Kane got
Right.
2 killed. I was like, oh, all right, you're making stuff happen, and then all of a sudden a double down over to Misfortune, and we've got ourselves a problem.
Right. Dokimon
Darius
Monster
gets a bunch of
Master is in a decent spot right now. He does have 3 kills, died twice, but the kills are what's really important here.
Yeah, and he's transformed. 12. That's a good time to transform. He went Red Kane, which I think is absolutely the right decision here. So he's farming well. That's a silver lining.
Right, and I think as long as he manages to avoid Darius, there's not a lot of champions on THC that can really deal with him well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Prez is gonna get some decent poke out on Dragonborn.
Yeah, little has to stay. Oriana's effective range of the shockwave is pretty far, so she has to stay. Whiffs the shockwave. Oh no, so close. As I say that, the shockwave whiffs, and Mr. Prezi gets walked by. I was just about to say, the threat from the shockwave means that Mr. Prezi can't walk up to weave in auto attacks when he hits the Q. But then all of a sudden, Dragonborn whiffs the shockwave, and Mr. Prezi gets to walk back forward, finish him off. But
good reserve on Mr. Prezi, not walking up with support missing, and because if he had walked up to try to finish off that kill, he almost certainly would have died to Kane and Rakan.
Yeah.
So good reserve on his part there.
Good heads up play.
Has a level deficit and a CS deficit.
Yeah, so this is going to be a first brick here for bot, I think. Oh no, Nautilus didn't go to auto it. Did they?
I'm a little worried about the damage coming out from.
I suppose the heal from Oriana's going to be forward, but I don't think she has enough damage to beat this Lux right now.
No.
Lux still has barrier up.
When she went in like that, I thought Kane was around, but
yeah,
he's off doing glue buff.
She doesn't even have shockwave. Just sort of running and yelling at someone to make him back off.
Right. I mean, it worked.
Yeah, so this should be first brick. They should be focusing this tower a little bit more to get the plates. I don't know what they're so scared about. One auto attack with those demolished stacks up would be a first brick, and then they could absolutely fight that.
Right, and Ash just unloaded like 3 or 4 autos in a Lonely Company, and it didn't break the W shield.
Maybe they're worried about
Nautilus
Ash Arrow.
Scion last game, but
they could be worried about Ash Arrow with. Oh, this could be a dead dragon for. So THC's bot lane has an enormous lead, and they're not playing like it.
no.
They have, I mean, Ash only has a BF sword. MF has a full Essence Reaver. They could probably take a 2v3 with Oriana roaming down if they, if they outplay. Like they're really strong right now. And they have the jungler on that side of the map. You really want MF to get that first brick to accelerate the ADC builds, which are the most expensive in the game. I mean, I think they should just be shoving this really hard to take that tower.
But that being said, it is playoffs. You really don't want to throw this lead. You're 1 game up. You really want to just close it out here.
Yeah,
because losing game 2 after winning game 1 could be a momentum turner.
Yeah. Ooh, Lux goes the wrong way, gets hit by the shockwave. Ori has no more mana though. I do think this is a deadlock.
Yeah. This is the
Lux
Q
misses
again.
2 Qs in that fight. Unfortunate. I think if either one of those hits, that's a different fight. Waffles here just to say, look at my roots. They're so large and in charge.
Yep.
They finally take the bot turret. So first brick gold over to THC. Darius hooks in the Mordekaiser. Darius has been awfully quiet here, although this might be some noise he's making right now. Mordekaiser actually doing a pretty surprisingly good job of the trade
until where's
well,
the dunk?
Lead? He could have flash dunked that for sure. Yeah, THC playing. I see what you're saying, right? You're up 1-0. You're gonna be a little risk averse. You're already ahead. Don't rock the boat. But that's the difference between playing a game kind of slow and really trying to accelerate the pace of a game where you're ahead. They're and snowballing. They're up 4,500 gold. They could definitely be snowballing this game harder than they are.
I mean,
but with that being said, they're still up pretty comfortably.
Maybe Odog just wanted to force him out so he could take the turret for free. Because if he had gone in for that, he would have taken an extra 1 or 2 turret shots. Maybe he would have given Dokimon Master a chance to come up and clean up the kill.
Maybe.
So maybe he was just playing some 5D chess, but I mean, come on, you're playing Darius, dude. Flashing.
Yeah, just get in there. So that's going to be third tower for THC, picking up all 3 outers right now, and they're rotating up to this Herald, probably trying to take it really quick before this dragon spawns in 10 seconds. So if they take this Herald and immediately run down a dragon, after taking 3 outers. That's a huge swing for them, but Internal Tilt knows that, and they're moving right down to this dragon.
TG's gonna recall. Looks like they're gonna get the Drake.
Or are they? Maokai's still on the map. Oh, they're gonna give it there. Maokai looked like he was hedging down there for a hot sec. Alright. Oh, it's a High Noon Ash Chroma. It's like blue.
Right. And I think, well, they're gonna use the Herald right away here. So maybe they're like, okay, we can give this Drake and let's just get more pressure for this Darius.
Yeah.
Make it even more impossible for them to lane against it. As
And that's he is gonna
Mordekaiser gets a solo kill.
Get the shutdown. Oh my god.
And gets
Skull
out.
Cruiser. And here's the double charm. Ash is still here. Ash does not have ult, but they might be able to chase here. She does have some slows, although the Lux Q is going to hit. But Mordekaiser's here. Gets the E onto the Maokai. Although the Lux ult brings Mordekaiser really low. The heal is going to keep him alive for a little bit, but not enough. The Shockwave misses everything, but it doesn't even matter. A double kill anyway. And all of a sudden, Internal Tilt punches back.
I think M. Night Shyamalan is writing the LVLCS scripts because I really have no idea how Mordekaiser just solo killed Darius like that. But you know what? It happened. We're here now. So Internal Tilt, while still down like almost 4,000 gold,
Internal Tilt
they're
comp
gonna
scales
have some
better.
momentum off of that.
Yeah, and I think their comp scales better. So
I'd agree.
Ori picking up 2 kills there is pretty big. She is going a pretty conservative route, you know, going to Ludens for the early burst
Right.
instead of something a little bit safer, later scaling like a tier build. I see the cloth armor, so she might be going Zhonya's second, which is probably singularly in response to the fact that Darius and MF got fed, because I don't think Zhonya's is particularly good on Orianna in general.
Not a fan. I am a huge fan of the raw AP build on Orianna. Sarah
usually go, yeah.
Spellbinder rather.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Although, speaking of, hits it, misses the Q, all of a sudden Orianna is blowing people up from losing trades to Lux to just turfing her 100-0. No health loss in Orianna. Lux misses her Q, and Orianna just cleans up that whole thing with a nice shockwave.
Right.
And shoots her down.
And those are the exact kind of situations where Ludens is going to be just strictly better. When you're catching people out, which Orianna, while it's not her primary mode, she is pretty solid at it.
Oh yeah,
So maybe this is just the way Dragon Ball likes to play.
I build Ludens on Ori about half the time I play her. I do really like the build.
Okay. I never build it.
I think in this comp, if you were gonna try to go for scaling, if you want to be the scaling damage on your team, Archangels is better. But if you beat the crap out of the Lux right there, so can't really argue with that.
See, I'm the Orianna player that builds either Seraphs or GLP.
I don't love GLP on Ori.
I love GLP on everything.
I love GLP on
One of
most
my-
champions. I build
it's one of
GLP
my
on
favorite.
Syndra, like probably one every 4 or 5 games. I like GLP on even things like Vel'Koz. I don't love it on Ori.
I like it on Ori more than Ludens. I try to play Ori on a more utility bit focused, so
That's fair.
I'm not all about that mid game burst damage.
Yeah.
Play her. When I'm going for that, if I'm playing for mid game, I'm playing one of my mid lane bruisers.
Yeah.
But
So
that
a bit of a
all being said, the
lull
build
here.
is still used a lot for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
build.
And especially if she's matching the side lane with the Lux, right? Like, this is exactly what she wants to do. She wants to kill Lux, like, right here. Boom. Wow, I look so smart right now.
Darius coming in.
So smart, though.
Yeah, Dragonborn just
Does have exhaust and flash. Oh my god, he's gonna get up.
Ooh! What a flash! I'm not
Got
sure
you.
how that auto didn't connect and root the Orianna, but I don't care. It looked flashy.
That was nice.
It looked.
Ori kills Lux and gets out, although here we go, Rakan dying for Ori's sins, I think, a little too far up. That's going to be a lot of bleeding from Darius, but Rakan's still alive for now, and now all of a sudden MF's on the back, but it doesn't really matter. Ash is doing so much damage to the rest of THC, but Kane is in, and now he's alone on the backside. Doesn't have the ult, MF blows him up, Ash flashes out. THC pretty low, and Mordekaiser's on the side. Ults the Darius, who is now being hooked in, and oh my god, from rags to riches, this Mordekaiser now picking up another kill. And just like that, it's within, 3K as Dragon is 13 seconds away from spawning, and that's going to be soul point for Internal Tilt.
Right. And somehow after the phenomenal early game that THC had, they are, while still up in gold, they're up a decent amount in gold actually. They are very much so down in pressure at the moment.
Yeah, they're losing fights.
Right.
Lux ult, not quite. Here's Ori again. Can it happen a third time? I think it can. The Ignite ticking through the shields. One more. A third solo kill from Dragonborn. Sonya through the entire MFO, but it doesn't matter. Will die for that. But a third solo kill in a row from Ori onto Lux has his number this game.
Ooh.
Internal Tilt on soul point.
Oh,
double ult combo. Here's the Kane. Wombo between Rakan, Kane, Ash. Just picks them both off. Internal Tilt turns on the afterburners. And all of a sudden,
Baron here.
We got ourselves a game.
They don't even have a turret.
Nope.
So they're dragging this gold lead back. It was like 5K at one point. Now it's down to like 1,500. And there's still turrets up. If Eternal Tilt gets this Baron, they're gonna have a huge gold lead.
And Darius is not the powerhouse he was. He hasn't gotten a single kill since those first 3. Yeah, he has 2 items, but he can't 1v5 right now.
And neither of them are a Triforce. So
with the Maokai. Let's see what happens. This might have been a little bit of an early Baron. Rakan's gonna go forward, but the Maokai ult is gonna zone. Lux is gonna try for a steal, does not work. Kane picks it up, no one dies. And that's Baron on all 5 members of Internal Tilt.
And like I was saying, Internal Tilt now have a gold lead. They have every turret still on the map for them to collect. This could be a huge Baron power play.
So we talked about being up 1-0 in a playoff series and trying to play a little bit conservative, but I think that playing a little conservative might have bit THC right in the ass. They pulled the brakes on a couple of plays that I think had a really high likelihood of winning and snowballing the game even more, and I think gave Internal Tilt an opening to start clawing their way back in, and now they have a gold lead.
Right.
And they have Baron, and they have 3 dragons.
I mean, Eternal Tilt are in the driver's seat now for this game. And they are all gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes.
I mean, no one on Eternal Tilt has a negative KDA now. I mean, Rakan has 1, but or no, that is 2. Math is hard.
They're cruising now. All right, they're not cruising, but they got Baron, they got 3 Drakes. They're on soul point. A Mountain Soul would be really nice for them.
Right, because a lot of the MF and Lux damage is bursty. It's very friendly.
Funny that Mordekaiser did end up going for the Thornmail.
Yeah, I love it.
Kind of out of necessity. He's not doing a ton of damage, but boy, is he living a long time.
Right.
And
hey, he's killed the Darius now twice, so
he's still down 75. It's better than we thought he had any right to. The Darius Hysteric is popped by Kane here. Kane's doing a ton of damage.
Kane's level up on him. He's just gonna
what the heck? That is not at all how I expected that to go.
And O-Dog after...
And now a shockwave on Waffles as the tower falls is going to be a second kill on the other side of the map. Internal Tilt winning bot lane, winning top lane, taking outer turrets, picking off the Darius, picking off the Maokai. Still with plenty of time left on this Baron, I think.
They're not even. They didn't even react to that love.
They're going to take
just
this outer up top maybe.
They know exactly what their goal is here.
Ash taking mid. This is looking grim for THC.
I think it's different teams started playing about 10 minutes into this game.
Yeah.
This is not the Internal Tilt we saw in Game 1. This is not the Internal Tilt we saw in the early game here. They have turned it on.
Yeah, they turned their monitors on. Now
no
we're
cosplaying Lee Sin.
So this is an enormous swing off of this. I wish we're obviously so low budget. We don't have these fancy Baron power play graphics that you see on the LCS and at Worlds. But 5 towers off of 1 Baron
That
plus
was about
2 kills.
5,000 gold. That was a
In
5,000 gold power play.
Now THC does get to this dragon a little bit faster because Mordekaiser's not here yet, but he also has TP. And side lanes are in great spots for internal tilt right now. So this is really risky for THC. If THC loses this dragon, that's going to be at least another tower for internal tilt, if not maybe an inhibitor if they lose too many people in the fight.
I think if they lose the fight, it might just be game with the way the waves are. That bot lane wave is primed just to shove in.
No one's going to deal with it. It might even take the tower. It is a cannon wave. No, it's focused on the other wave. And now here,
THC are just setting up camp here.
they just say it goes.
Right. Internal tilt's a little bit slow to get set up here, but I think they're just waiting for all 5 to get around. Now they're just going to go right for
And
the
here we
fight.
go. That's going to be a knock-up onto the Waffles from... Oh, a nice shockwave on a 3! Jokimon master to the backline, and all of a sudden, this fight has turned into chaos. The Nautilus ult comes out, but dies immediately after. Darius doing what he can, but isn't going to get a single kill. And now it's pretty even. The Ashe ult, who was saved in the whole fight, uses it on a Waffles, heals up a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. Mordekaiser moving forward, pops his shield, chasing down the MF is the Ashe. These autos doing so much damage, slowing her for so much, and that's going to be a 2 for 4
Red team's turret has been
to internal tilt, and Dragon Soul, and an outer, and maybe some inhibitors. Probably not inhibitors. Ashe doing work in that fight.
Right. And Orianna now sit at 717.
Yeah.
This is the Orianna you see in your solo queue games, who says nothing the entire game and just hard smashes everyone.
The dream. Keegan in the chat saying that he's not the biggest fan of the Kayn build. Would like a Spirit Visage instead of Death's Dance. Apparently that's the best third item after Warrior Cleaver. Makes a lot of sense to me. I think that would also be really, really great here. But,
I
you know.
I think that's pretty agreeable, but,
Mountain Soul.
you know, he's feeling a little big for his pants, and he wants to show it.
Yeah. Mountain Soul taken by internal tilt is going to give some extra bonus resistances to every character who have all built at least one full or partial resist item. Kayn picking out this Nautilus, who pops Gargoyle Stoneplate, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and all of a sudden this Nautilus is getting picked. MF trying to do what she can on the side, but it's not going to be enough. Jungler dead with Baron on the table in 15 seconds. Forget Jungler dead, I think that's going to be everyone. Darius doing his best to hang on there, but just like that red buff, he'll fall.
They're just going to ignore the Baron here and just go for...
Yeah.
There's a lot of wave clear left on the side of THC, so I think the safer play might just be go for Baron. And it looks like they have a couple of split priorities here. But Kayn and Ashe are just going to go two-man this Baron. And the rest of the team is going to go for
Nice Q for Mr. Prezi. Locks in Velveteen Sky, trying to engage. So they're going to take this mid inhib. I guess with Mountain Soul, they're tanky enough to do this. They're just pretty comfortably doing this Baron. Kayn at basically full health still. THC is all spawned now, and they're chasing internal tilt out of the base, but I don't think it matters, and that's Baron on all 5 members of internal tilt.
Now I think you just go through either bot or top lane, maybe split up a little bit. I think you're just winning the team fight so hard, you can group as 5 and just impose your will.
Mordekaiser does have TP up. Can go into a side lane. Almost a 10k gold lead for internal tilt now.
Right.
A really nice turnaround.
Yeah.
Such tenacity. And you know what? Same 5 people play together, all split. They've been through worse than this. They know what it's like to scrap out a win. So it looks like internal tilt congregating up towards the top lane.
Right, and I think they're just maybe trying to get all their ducks in a row before really making that final push.
Yeah,
But
Infernal.
it looks like they're just kind of running around at the moment looking for something to do.
Yeah, THC sort of just controlling their own jungle as a unit as they're getting pushed in by internal tilt. Kane just farming the enemy jungle.
Yeah, you know, boosting
Kane's
those
stuff.
numbers. Has the most farm, has second most farm in the game.
Velveteen Sky heard us talking about the other support's vision score and decided to just put wards everywhere this game.
Right, 96 vision
Six.
already. That's really good.
That's crazy at 30 minutes. It's not even real. He's just putting wards everywhere.
It ain't real.
Not even
Just
real.
like
So they're gonna take both of these. Yeah, vegetables aren't real. Finally someone else who agrees. A shockwave just to buy some time. I don't think they ever thought they were gonna get a kill. Double knockup from Kane, but Kane might be a little too far here. Orianna doing their best, but Malphite is gonna root both of them. Kane ults to buy a little bit more time, but I think he's gonna die. No, he's not.
There's a death
gonna live.
stance.
What? And now there's a fight happening on the other side. Guys, you're on the wrong side of the map. That's their base. Rakan's gonna fall, but they're gonna take all the towers. Darius dies, but so does the Nexus.
All right.
Kane and
Internal
Orianna
tilt,
living
taking
forever at that bottom tower, letting the rest of Eternal Tilt just loop around and finish the Nexus.
Right. Wow. What an exciting game too.
Wow.
I did not
And we're tied.
remember when I said, "Hey, we're only 5 minutes into game 2," and you were already calling for ODog to be MVP of the series.
I was wrong again.
Right.
A lot of Kane damage. Kane says, Keegan, you don't know shit. I'll build Death's Dance if I want to.
Yeah, a lot of Kane damage. He had a really good showing. He was
A lot of damage in general. Three members of Internal Tilt out damaged all of THC.
right, and I think Dokimon Master really did a good job of being right place, right time. He was there for that, the same play that happened in game 1 that basically made ODog unkillable. He was there ready for it in game 2, and that, helped boost him up, and he was able to carry later on in the game.
Yeah, I am so
I'm blown away by
excited
that comeback.
for game 3. What a comeback. And now we have ourselves a rubber match.
Right.
Game 3 in a best of 3.
Very exciting.
Very.
It's not Silver Scrapes, unfortunately. We
Ba-na-na, ba-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na.
Yeah, I think we're actually allowed to play that if you want, but it is game 3, not game 5. We'll save it for finals.
Are we? Is it like it's a...
I
What's it called?
believe all of the Riot tracks are now non-copyright, or not non-copyright, but you can play them on stream without punishment. So, don't quote me on that,
Okay, I won't.
but I believe they did make that change recently. Man. Seriously, based on the first 10 minutes of how that game went, I cannot believe we are still sitting here getting ready to cast game 3.
It is
That was
not
an incredible
what
comeback
I
from Eternal Tilt.
expected. Yeah, so I'm gonna post something in the community because if people are not watching this and they're around, people need to be watching this. This is a Cinderella story.
Whatever your Saturday night plans were, whatever football you're watching, this is better. This is better. So I'm curious to see if THC ends up changing their game plan a bit, because they ran pretty similar comps game 1 and 2. So they did make a sub, actually. It looks like Bopes will be playing in game 3.
Interesting.
Internal Tilt, I think that's more going to be the mold for them. Not necessarily the 3 tanks, but more so a lot of skirmish power. Because they seem to be catching THC off guard with a lot of these fights. So maybe go all in on that. Maybe it's not smart to go all in on anything. I value versatility a lot when I play this game, and who knows? I don't play for either of these teams. I don't know what their thought process is.
Fascinated by what's going to happen.
Right.
I can't look away.
And momentum is such a huge thing now, because if you're THC, you win that first game in pretty commanding fashion. You come out the gates in game 2, jump out to an early lead.
Yeah.
And then it just stalls.
Falls apart. And then falls apart.
Internal Tilt now. Full steam ahead. As soon as that comeback gets started, it just doesn't stop until the Nexus explodes. And they have all the momentum they could possibly want right now.
Right. That's like exactly what you were saying before. You know, whoever ties up the best of 3 to go 1-1 has the big mo moving into game 3, and that's what we might see here. Internal Tilt maybe swinging around some BDE game 3. Let's see what happens. One thing I want to just quickly note, we've had a couple people join the stream. Tell your friends, tell your family. It is game 3. If you just joined, it is the Economy League semi-finals. This is a best of 3 to determine who will make it to the finals of our Economy League Championship Series. It is the 2nd and 3rd place teams in the regular season, Internal Tilt and THC. THC won game 1 in a spectacular fashion. However, game 2, Internal Tilt got rocked a little at the beginning, swung it all the way back around. Clean finish, and now we have game 3. Winner take all. Every marble that you've ever seen goes to the winner of this game.
Even the big one?
Even the big one. Some of you don't know. Even the big one.
Well,
So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbors. We have a couple minutes before draft, probably. Make a giant sign. Run around your neighborhood. Say, hey, everyone, go to this Twitch stream.
You might get some funny looks, but hey, if 1 or 2 people click on it, you've done
all that matters. We're at 23 now. Can we get to 30? Tell everyone you've ever met. Everybody. Okay.
They don't know what League of Legends is?
Doesn't matter. Perfect
Doesn't
time
matter.
to learn. Perfect
Your grandma
time.
don't know what Twitch is? Don't matter.
We'll teach her. We'll learn her what Twitch is.
Stream ready? Stream is indeed ready.
They're so ready.
I mean, I don't know if I'm actually ready to witness this, but I'm gonna pretend like I am. Loosen my belt a little bit. Get ready to consume this. Making a lot of pants references today. Pants in chat, everyone.
Pants are a big deal. Can we get a pants in the chat? Bearded Yoshi, I'm a hermit. This is everyone. You know what? Thank you. Tell you hit up your professor. Yes, email your professors. Say, professor. Here's the link.
Just drop the link.
Watch.
You don't need to provide context.
The incredible low budget LCS as they stumble their way through game 3 of their Economy League semifinals.
And like I said at the beginning of the stream, when I was muted and none of you could hear me, we provide, better than anyone on the internet, the best entertainment to money ratio
Oh my god,
you could possibly find.
I'm gonna be honest, it is infinite. We provide an infinite amount of entertainment to money spent.
Because we have no money.
None. We're so poor.
So crack open an ice cold coriander.
Oh, we're in pick bands.
We are in pick bands. I haven't
Here,
mentioned
here
anything
you
because it's
go.
exactly the same as it was before, except now this third ban, instead of going to Mr. Prezi, might be going the way of Super Carry Boats.
Super Carry
Piltover's
Bopes
Playboy.
checking in, tagging in to save his team when the world needed him most.
Piltover's Playboy will not get his signature champion in the Jinx. That will be banned away by Internal Tilt. They have done their homework.
Another couple of bands swinging the way of Velveteen Sky. THC, look, let me tell you something about Velveteen Sky. I have been a huge Velveteen Sky fan since the first time I saw stream games. His Leona is terrifyingly clean. Does not surprise me that they wanted to ban it 3 games in a row. Dude is scary. And they adapt to the Kane ban, who was a real problem in game 2.
Mm-hmm. They don't feel like dealing with it. There are ways to counter Kane in the jungle, but if it's not something that you want to adjust your draft around, it's easier to
Get it
just
out of
ban it.
here! Get it out of here.
Looks like an Ezreal hover? So maybe Internal Tilt is realizing that they're getting... that they got kind of outlaned last game. And now maybe they're just really scared of Bopes and just want to secure a safe laner for their bot lane to try to transition into that mid-late game, which is where Internal Tilt really seems to be more comfortable than in the early game, where it's been all THC in both games.
Fine. I guess fine first pick Ezreal. It's just not very spicy.
No, it's
But
not.
it's...
First pick Mordekaiser, that's pretty spicy.
That's pretty spicy.
First pick Zac, that's pretty spicy.
Ashe answers. Makes sense.
Still not spicy.
Might as well pick the ADC. Not spicy.
It's
but
cold, not hot.
logical. Yeah. Actually, the opposite. Very not spicy. Let's see what they pick up to round out on R2 here. I bet it's going to be a Maokai.
Maokai again.
3 games of Maokai jungle. You know, I hate casting Maokai games because I almost say Malphite every time.
Really?
That's where my mouth goes. My mouth.
Your mouth likes mouth fight?
Mouth guy. There's another Mordekaiser game.
Mhm.
All right, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So we have Ezreal, Mordekaiser.
And I think something that this Mordekaiser pick does right here, I like this more. I like it on B2 more than B1. Because now that THC has Maokai picked, normally if you're picking it that early, it's gonna be a flex pick. You're gonna be able to put it top lane or jungle, which they've done both games. This is actually a strategy that Cloud9 used last season in Economy very frequently. We would early pick the Maokai because we had like 3 players on our team who could play it really well.
Right.
But now with the Mordekaiser lock-in, it pretty much forces that Maokai to go jungle. Yeah. Because Maokai cannot lane against the Mord.
Mm-hmm. Here's something interesting. By subbing in Bopes and forcing out the Piltover Playboy's Jinx ban, it allows Mr. Prezi to get a champion that has been banned against him the first 2 games in the Malzahar, which is an unbelievably safe, consistent laner that is great for picking out champions. So now both teams have enabled the QSS tax and have someone who can remove someone from a fight.
Right. And Mr. Prezi, Malzahar is a champion that plays at his strengths as a player very well. He's not an explosive laner. He's not he's not going to outplay you. He's not going to, make those highlight reel plays, but he's going to be consistent and he's going to provide the support that his team needs. And I think Malzahar is a great champion for his playstyle.
Absolutely. Love the Zac ban. I love the Zac ban to round it out. Also really like the Darius ban, knowing that, hey, if we're gonna round 1 Mordekaiser, we can't leave up the Darius again if they're not gonna round 1 it themselves.
Right. Because it was a problem in they ended up being able to deal with it late game, but it was a huge issue in the early game. I think at one point ODog had a 25-30 CS lead. This is inside 10 minutes, so I think this is a smart ban, even though it lost in game 2. The Swain ban is, I would guess, targeted towards support, but I'm not sure how much Nautilus cares about Swain. I love the Taric pick. I love the Taric pick in general.
Now that Tarek puts a lot of pressure on Internal Tilt to really, really, really make sure their last 2 lock-ins are things that can deal with Tarek. Because
Right.
Tarek is such a pain in the ass.
Right. You need champions here that can control the pace of a fight. You need something that or just Aurelia. Okay. That's not what I was thinking, but sure.
Also is not what I was thinking, but very
I'm excited.
insane.
I'm not sure Aurelia is great into Malzahar.
THC's got looks like 4 fans in the chat rooting for him.
Right.
Sending out some positive vibes. And you know what they turned those vibes into? A Tarek.
Yes.
Echo.
Echo jungle?
Echo's cool. Echo prolongs fights. If you're playing against Tarek, you want to bait out the ult, you want to hold back, you want to keep it. Who's ringing my doorbell? I'll be right back.
Is it my cat? Because she's been bothering me too. It's not even my cat. It's my roommate's cat. But anyways, this is a hyphy comp out of Internal Tilt. And based on their Game 1 comp, would never have expected this. And Jax for Odok. Okay, this... I really like that, actually. It's a nice late game insurance policy. Synergizes pretty decently with the Maokai. And the Tarek, excuse me. I don't know top lane matchups. I don't know how this fares in a Mordekaiser. I think it's good. My top laner tells me it is, but then he ends the matchup on repeat. So who knows? Shout out to 384. So yeah, I'm curious as to see how this is gonna go.
Your worst decisions will haunt you.
I like both comps. I like THC's more. It feels like so they have different strengths. THC's comp is going to operate better as a cohesive unit, like as 5 champions interacting with each other. THC's comp is just straight up better. Make that number lower.
What?
And I think Internal Tilt's comp
What's the worst that could
is
happen?
any 2 or 3 champions there are gonna beat any 2 or 3 champions on THC. For the most
they got
part,
a nice skirmish
in
comp.
general.
Internal Tilt's got a nice skirmish comp, but if you got a full-blown team fight, THC is real scary.
And if you remember what I said after game 2, Internal Tilt is really good at making they were catching THC out and making these awkward skirmishy fights. So maybe your strategy could be to go all in on that. Look what they did. They went all in on it. So I'm very excited to see how these 2 very distinct clash of styles is going to go, where they both had very similar win conditions in game 1. Internal Tilt has adapted, changed their win conditions into something that they feel can beat THC's win condition and that they can play well. And it worked in game 2. They've gone more in that direction game 3, so let's see if it can work there. I think it's very, very important that the early game does not go like it did for the first 2 games for the side of Internal Tilt. They don't have as much comeback mechanic. They don't have the insurance policies that they did in the second game.
Malicious is saying Jax is an even worse matchup than Darius for Mord.
Okay. So my top laner is right. He just doesn't do it well. Got it.
Positive vibes can't compete against the raw power of God and anime that it has. Interesting.
What?
That's what Sir Prancelot said.
How far
I'm
back is
inclined
he?
to believe him. Oh, I
There's
have a chat
a lot of THC spamming going on. I like it. Support your favorite teams. Everyone spend your points. I've got 36,000 points shown in my bank, and there's a dodge in a custom match.
Crap!
What the hell? Prezi, what are you doing?
Sport D-Seed.
Oh.
No.
Is he in the bathroom again? No, it was Waffles last time.
Those waffles. Now Waffles, that's a guy who goes to the bathroom.
And from my friends, it looks like Prezi just, instead of clicking the quit button, just closed out of the client completely.
Sure.
All right,
Way to
well,
do it.
I'm gonna run through draft again, I guess.
Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
Maybe I play Silver Scrapes now?
Is it check if it's public domain or if we can use it?
I will do a Google search.
Do it.
You can use any music from the creator's safe playlist without danger of demonetization or DMCA. Okay, where is that playlist?
Check it out.
Is it on Spotify? Oh, this is a lot of scrolling. League of Legends, why do you have so much music? Creator safe playlist, here we go.
Here we go.
There's a lot of music in here.
Is any of it free to play?
Silver Scrapes is not, unfortunately.
Sad.
That makes me sad. Collection of music that is... Oh, okay, so it's only music that's 100% owned by Riot Games. So Silver Scrapes is made by someone that Riot contracted. I know that from... someone made like a documentary about Silver Scrapes, the song, and like why it's the huge meme that it is. And for those who don't know, it's basically because sub-season worlds, there was some like really, really bad technical difficulties during one of the matches, and basically what happened is Silver Scrapes ended up being played on repeat for about 6 hours. That was all the stream was. So, of course, gamers, being the people that they are, turned it into a meme. And that is why Silver Scrapes is the Game 5 hype song. This has been story time with someone you don't know in Bigfoot.
Please come back.
Not as good as Green Eggs and Ham, but our our resident Dr. Seuss reader is currently sitting in the pregame lobby. So, and Ed Seven Shepherd is inviting me to a game, which means he's not watching the stream.
Yeah, Shepherd. Well, he's not gonna hear me, but get on the stream. He also
I can message him and tell him.
Yeah, tell him to watch the stream.
I called him a noob in all caps, so he's bound to come watch.
Oh yeah.
So, our view count is about to go up.
It better.
It better.
Freaking better.
Bigfoot, I think it might be tic-tac-toe time.
All right. How do we do it?
I'm going to draw this board.
Okay.
And if you're watching on the stream,
Okay.
you can, as soon as I actually switch my scenes to be right. Okay. So now we have tic-tac-toe. How do I change my color? Oh, here it is. Okay. You can go first, Bigfoot. Just tell me which square you want it in.
Here. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just gonna draw it in front of me so I can get a visual idea without any lag.
Right. Ooh, I like it.
Okay. Hang on. So we've got our tic-tac-toe squares. Sure. All right. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna start with my X. I would like to be X's.
Okay.
And I'm going to choose the one center left.
Center left. I'm just gonna go straight into center with my O's, which I very crudely drew on stream.
Sure. I'm going to go bottom center.
Bottom center. All right, I will take bottom left.
Okay. I am going to take top right.
Pretty sure this is gonna end in a draw now, but I will go bottom right.
I will go top left.
I don't think either of us can. Oh wait, I have to go top center.
Yep. And then I go the last remaining space.
You know,
Game
neither of us won, but we
a
drew a nice
draw.
little pattern that
Oh yeah, it does look kind of
might be not exactly PG-13, but
Oh, a little bit. A little bit.
So there you go, old no name. You got your tic-tac-toe. I hope you're happy. I'm not gonna play it again because it's painful drawing things with the mouse.
All right. What are we waiting on here?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm guessing Lonely Company is still just like dead.
Boy, aren't you gonna feel like a jerk if that's true?
Yeah, I actually would feel awful about saying that. I would feel terrible.
I think it's unlikely.
I got an emote thanks to Slothman's subscription. Thanks, dude.
Hey, sick. Hey, sick.
When does my sub renew? I don't know. I know he isn't here right now, but I need to remind the chance of something. Just needed to, yeah, I need to throw that out there. Let that message be aired for all the world to see.
Oh yeah, it's important to know.
And it looks like, alright, so it looks like Lonely Company is unfortunately needing to be subbed out. The internet issues appear to be too much. Xavier is going to be coming in to sub.
All right. I hope Xavier can play.
So, do we need to
Nautilus
redraft
or Tarek.
here?
I don't know. Can Xavier play Tarek?
You're the admin, sir.
I don't know how this works.
We might need to consult.
So,
a person.
Yeah, I don't think
I
it. It's I. Oh, they're just saying ready. I think
I
they're just gonna go. I think they're just going. And I think that's the way to do it. Okay.
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 Um. Considering how late that happened, I seriously doubt there's any treachery involved. Um. And I've scouted THC a couple times. I'm pretty sure I've never seen Xavier play Tarek.
Your worst decisions will
Maybe it's
So
just secret stuff.
I'm pretty sure Lonely Company does play Tarek. So that would have to mean Xavier is practicing Tarek in
For this
secret and
very-
is better than Lonely Company at it. But I don't think that's the case. Because why would Xavier be practicing Tarek when his Alistar is so damn nasty?
I think it's more of a question of, well,
Come on.
we've already made
the
the
worst
draft
that
and we
could
had to sub in
happen?
after the draft. So
Xavier confirming in
Yeah.
chat that he is not better than Lonely at Tarek. So there you
Well,
have it, folks.
we've never seen Lonely's Tarek this series, so your Tarek is better in the sense that it exists. So that's
I can't argue
hold
with
your
that.
head high about.
Nah, and I wouldn't. THC has been in the league for a while. These guys are, like I said, here to have fun. They are great competitors.
The chillest of dudes.
They are the chillest of dudes, the happiest of Canadians, the snoopest of dogs. That's not a sentence that should be uttered. I'm sorry.
Sipping
for
on the
that.
ginnest of juice.
Right. Oh, I think I have some gin and Sprite over on my table that I didn't finish the other night, aka last week.
Think what I could offer.
But anyway, sorry for the delay, everybody. We are finally getting ready to be back in game. For those who fell asleep during the pause, Lonely Company
Wake up!
has yes, first wake up. Second, Lonely Company unfortunately experienced some internet issues as the draft is finishing up. So we are going to be THC has subbed in Xavier. We are going to be running the exact same draft that was done in Pro Draft. And Xavier will essentially become Lonely Company. So that is the situation we find ourselves in. The draft has commenced, and we are just gonna have to wait for the 3-minute delay as soon as this last pick gets locked in, which is going to be a Tarek. And then, yeah, we'll finally get started with game 3. So sorry for the delay, everybody.
But you know we're going.
We are going.
We're going.
And we are chilling. And it takes 2 to tango.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that it takes 2 to tango. Okay, so here we go. 5 seconds till 3 minutes. Hope everyone's having a good Saturday. That's cool. I hope. Yeah. I don't know. What do people want me to do for 2 minutes and 43 seconds? I can I can count down the whole time. 231, 230, 229, 228, 227, 26. I feel like we'd lose viewers if I did that. I feel like the Aurelia Malzahar matchup is pretty bad for Aurelia for a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, I'd tend to agree. And I'm sorry to leave you.
Oh no, that's fine.
But I was acquiring a nice gold coriander and some of my favorite candy.
What candy?
Reese's. I'm a huge fan of Reese's cups.
I'm not a
And
Reese's
these are
fan.
shaped like pumpkins.
I respect the Reese's game, but I am not a player.
No. I just, for me, you can't beat peanut butter and chocolate. Excuse me, I need to type something out real quick.
Okay. That's fine. I'm responding to an electronic mail that I've received from my place of employment. All right. So we have internal tilt on the left. Time to bring this energy back up. We're getting back in a game in 30 seconds. So internal tilt on the left.
Why do you think I have sugar?
What? Go ahead.
So you need to bring the energy up. Why do you think I have sugar?
There you go. That's the plan. That's the play. So we have Mordekaiser, Echo, Aurelia, Ezreal, Nautilus. I wonder if so interesting comp there. Jax, Maokai, Malzahar, Ash, Tarek on the right for THC on the red side of the map. We're gonna see a couple of interesting storylines come to an end here. The back and forth dogfight of O-Dog and Skull Cruiser.
Very excited to see this play out.
In the top lane. O-Dog has gotten the upper hand in the top lane in the early game, both games, but by the end of last game, Skull Cruiser had caught up and helped bring his team to victory. So, this game will decide who really is top laner. Does Mr. Prezi only have one rune page? Now, I know you're supposed to go area on Malzahar, so that makes sense to me. But now I'm concerned that he only has one rune page, and he just plays a lot of Malzahar and then just uses it for all of his other champions.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever.
I mean, it's worked.
I mean, if you're gonna take one rune on every champ, Ares probably not the worst one. I'd venture for a more fun route in Dark Harvest, but I'm also a bit of a masochist at times.
Sure.
And plus, Dark Harvest is just fun.
Speaking of masochists, Waffle's third game in a row on Maokai Jungle.
He loves the champ. My jungler loves, Way Too Large loves playing Maokai Jungle as well. It offers a lot of teamfight utility.
Yeah.
And it scales pretty well, and it offers your team a proper full frontline tank.
All right. Sold.
Which very few junglers actually can do.
Yeah. Velveteen Sky playing is this his second game in Nautilus?
Yeah, he was on Nautilus in game 1, and then Lonely Company took it in game 2.
Oh no, he was not. Yeah, that's what it was. So this is our third game of Nautilus, just is being traded back and forth.
Right.
Second game of Ash. Our first Aurelia game. Interested to see what the Aurelia game's gonna look like.
Right.
Let's see.
I'm not currently a
When
fan
Jordan
of Aurelia in the
played
mid
not
lane.
Corrupting Potion. I feel like Aurelia's usually go Corrupting Potion, but don't quote me on that because I don't really play a lot of
I believe you're right. I think especially into Malzahar, that should be true. Malzahar is so much harassing in the game. But maybe Dragonborn just wants to be aggressive against Mr. Prezi early on here. Maybe he's like, alright, I had his number last game, and now it's just time for me to style.
Yeah.
Malzahar's damage early on isn't that oppressive, and
But it's consistent.
I apologize for the weird spectator bug, but Malzahar's spell shield wasn't showing up there.
Oh, weird. And here's what we love to see out of the top lane. Just two boys.
Level 1, autoing
each
each other already. I love it.
Skull Cruiser winning out on that trade, though, but a lot more sustain in the items that O-Dog has.
Right. And I think that's why he's willing to take such a heavy trade level 1. Skull Cruiser, if you watch on the side, it's getting very low.
Uh-oh, Xavier gets ignited. First blood over to Orgasmic Jukes. Also heals. Can Bopes pick up a trade back there? Does. Velveteen Sky wraps it up, though. So a 2-for-1 in favor of internal build.
Well, all that was happening, though, like we've seen in every game so far, O-Dog taking a very, very good early trade on Skull Cruiser. Does not manage to get the kill this time. Skull Cruiser could back and then teleport in to try to collect this wave.
Incremental progress.
Incremental progress. Trading 1-for-1, game 2.
Yeah.
And now game 3. He doesn't even die, and he gets the wave that's crashing into his turret.
Progress. Now, Dragonborn is pretty good at Aurelia from what I'm seeing.
Very aggressive early on. That is what you want. You want to.
Oh, and here's going to be a little bit of a river skirmish. Sorry to cut you off. Waffles flashes out, so all good there.
No, please cut me off if there's actually.
Please make me stop talking.
I don't want to speak.
Interesting interaction that I didn't think about with Aurelia. Her Q resets off of Malzahar.
Off of Voidlings, yeah, you're right. And that's also going to add a stack of her passive, Ionian Fervor, I think it's called.
Sure. Let me hover and let me see. Yeah, it's called Ionian Fervor. It does, though, cost a lot of mana. She's pretty low on mana right now. It does not have trouble.
Aurelia, once you get a little bit in, once you get a couple levels, the mana costs don't hurt you as much. But in early laning, I haven't played a ton of Aurelia, I'll admit, but the little bit that I have, the early laning can be very mana hungry, and it looks like Dokimon Master is in for the
nice
bait.
W from Waffles, but Mr. Prezi doesn't really have any mana. Is just going to auto attack his way through that little river skirmish.
And even with the area, I think Aurelia autos offer a little bit more than Malzahar.
For sure. I'd agree. Ooh, a nice E there from Skull Cruiser to send O-Dog packing. The stun from Dokimon Master on Mr. Prezi. It doesn't really do a ton, but is definitely annoying.
No, Echo definitely doesn't have enough damage early on.
Oh, and here we go, top lane.
There's things happening everywhere. THC's bot lane roamed up and got a flash out of Dokimon Master in exchange for Xavier's exhaust in the mid lane. So the THC bot lane roamed mid and got the jungler's flash 5 minutes into the game.
And are still even in farm.
Right. There is a lot happening already in this early game, and there's only been 3 kills somehow.
Yeah, and that's what I like to see. These teams are playing smart. They're playing measured. They're using their big throbbing brains.
Right. And I like that THC is they're trying to make the more aggressive plays this game. Maybe last game they realized that, hey, even though we had this lead, we weren't making aggressive plays, so let's get this lead again and then make more aggressive plays off of it. Whereas last game was just kind of, they were responding to plays that Eternal Tilt was trying to make. But now they're trying to make their own plays, and it's not necessarily working out so far.
Nice hook from Velveteen Sky and a Bopes, and a nice follow-up from Orgasmic Jukes. He's going to chunk him out. The heal from Tarek's going to bring him up a little bit more. Plus, he's got some pots ticking out. He's got a lot of pots in his inventory, so it's going to be fine. But a nice stun from Dragonborn out of Waffles. Waffles using his W to taxi out onto that minion. Little flurries of action here and there.
Right, and all this skirmishing. What?
Velveteen Sky.
Velveteen Sky. So much patience.
Hooks misses.
Hook.
Nothing happens. Although Xavier does see that Nautilus is not in lane and, zones Orgasmic Jukes Ezreal off of the wave for a couple of minions. So it's eking out those little advantages, and now bot lane's up 11 farm. Ooh, Dokimon Master with the cheeky Q steal in the Scuttle Crab.
Didn't even need the smite. He had it up. Didn't need it.
I think they both had spit up.
Well, Odog doesn't have smite, so.
Oh, that was Odog.
Yeah.
And,
No, Waffles is taking the bot lane Scuttle currently.
didn't even need
But Dokimon Master is. Well, there is no bot lane Scuttle. I was just wrong.
Dragon's up. Cloud Drake to start.
Both junglers are currently sitting bot side. Waffles is sitting in the bush. It looks like he's just gonna run back up to his jungle, gonna get spotted on a ward right here.
A lot of Piltover's Playboy copy passes in chat. Good.
Gotta love seeing Bobs back.
So, taking a quick peek at the item builds. Cutlass over to Aurelia, who's built up quite a nice lead in the mid lane. Ashe got a cull and has just been farming it out. Looks like we're going to get a fight down by Dragon. Lot happening. Malzahar ult onto the Echo, kills him before he hits 6. Mr. Prezi secures the Dragon, but the fight is not over. Aurelia lands a great ult, picks up a kill, and Ezreal picks up another heal from Ezreal, keeps Nautilus alive. A second kill over to Ezreal, and they're not done. A second kill over to Aurelia, sorry I should say, and Dragon over to THC and some kills, but more kills over to Internal Kill.
So that was a the bottom fight was a 3-for-1 in favor of Internal Till. THC got the Dragon, and then while all that was happening, Odog solo killed Skull Cruiser in the top lane.
Well, what a roller coaster.
So like we were saying, a lot is happening already. This is what economy games are. This is why economy games are so exciting.
Yeah.
Because there's just constantly people trying to flex out here, and honestly, I miss playing in economy because this is a great atmosphere to play League of Legends in.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Now, no objectives up on the bot side of the map for a while, so we're going to see both junglers pathing up to the top side. Herald might be the next objective that these teams want to go for, and especially now that Jack's got that solo kill out. Maokai and Echo posturing over this scuttle. Mordekaiser gets the inside track there, but Jax is coming down. Mordekaiser does have ult, brings in Maokai. Maokai flashes, avoiding damage, just buying time for the ult to run out. Echo coming in, trying to land a nice stun, gets a double stun! Aurelia comes in and cleans up, Echo kills 1. Can they get a second? The E from Jax stuns 3, and he hops out. Really nice play from Odog, but I don't think Eternal Tilt's done. Echo has the ult, he's gonna feel comfortable diving there, but at the same time on the bottom lane, Bopes is being beaten up by a large man in a diving outfit and a large hook who's gonna flash forward and hook him. Ezreal's gonna pick up that kill. 3 kills go over to Eternal Tilt.
This 3. But yeah, Eternal Tilt moving along to that. They were picking up right where they left off in the last game, and they've for the first time all series taken command of an early game. And after seeing how they've been playing later as the game goes on, this bodes very well for Eternal Tilt.
Yeah. So, see some people in the chat just got here. How'd the games go? Boy, did they go. It is currently Game 3 tied 1-1. THC won Game 1 in a dominating fashion. However, Game 2, after securing an early lead, THC lost to Eternal Tilt, who came back in a heroic late-game push and a large gold reversal, and now we have Game 3, where Eternal Tilt is taking an early lead against THC.
Right.
So that's where we are. State of the game. You're welcome. You can tip us. I'm gonna link my Venmo in the chat. I'm not gonna do that. Uh-oh. This could be bad for Mr. Prezi. Oh, the silence is just
I think that's, yeah, no, it's fine. Aurelia is pretty much out of mana at that point, so just trying to get some damage off before basing. But yeah, I love the pace that Internal Tilt is forcing in this game. Their champions are all better at playing fast than their counterparts, except for maybe Mordekaiser, but I think those two are pretty even when it comes to the pace that they like to play at.
As the game goes on, though, I do think this becomes THC favored between the Jax, Malzahar, the Ashe. Although we do see a scrap in the top lane. Skullcruiser ults O-Dog. Let's see if Mordekaiser can stop this Jax. Who will win? An undead man in a giant suit? Or a guy swinging a thing? The answer is
Got a
neither.
fishing pole.
Is this Fisherman Jax? Is that what it is?
It's the Jax. Yeah.
Oh, is it Angler Jax?
Angler. Uh-oh, Bopes is caught out.
Bopes has to flash to get out of that Nautilus hook, but a TP coming down from Jax. Xavier ults to keep himself alive. It hits on O-Dog. Velveteen Sky might be in trouble here. The Ezreal ult's going to split them. Xavier gets low, but here is Maokai. This looks pretty good for THC, but can they finish it off? A heal to keep him alive for a little bit longer is ultimately unsuccessful. As Maokai picks up a kill, Malzahar's come down, Aurelia's come down. It looks like there's a party in the bottom lane.
They don't see
Mordekaiser
Malzahar.
was not invited.
They don't see Mr. Prezi here. Oh, now he
And
just
they
reveals
turned
himself.
it. Okay. Well, I was building up a whole exciting thing, and I thought there was going to be another fight. And then
That was so well played by Xavier there. When Velveteen Sky threw that ultimate off onto Bopes, as Mr. Prezi might be in trouble here. Nah, he's fine.
he's got flash, he's got barrier, and doesn't even need to use either.
Right. So when Velveteen Sky went in onto Bopes there, Xavier walked up and just started going ham on Orgasmic Juice. He just, like, no regard for his AD carry. He's like, okay, you want to go for him, I'm going to go for your AD carry. And it split the attention, made them focus on the Taric, who is pretty tanky and can survive a very long time. And it allowed THC to get down there. As I'm talking, of course something's happening. So Internal Tilt takes the dragon with the pressure that they got off of that fight. And as THC is looking for resets there. So good use of an absence of pressure there, or a lull in pressure from THC.
Someone rang my doorbell again. Did I miss anything super exciting?
You missed me talking and a dragon.
Oh, okay.
But once that
Dragons are even 1-1 now.
right. Yeah, after that fight, nothing really happened. Except for the dragon.
Mr. Prezi walking forward a little bit, forces the Cutlass out of Dragonborn as Maokai starts moving in as well.
Could have flashed hard there, maybe gotten a kill off of that, but with Dokimon Master around, I think it actually would have. It might have turned in favor of Eternal Tilt there.
Yeah,
Altus
Eternal
is just
Tilt
hovering.
at the gold team. I mean, all his topside camps are gone. He's really got nothing else to do right now. Just seeing, I guess he probably doesn't feel comfortable invading, so just hovering around mid, seeing if they can get a pick. Nautilus moves into mid lane, but Malzahar's passive is up, so I doubt he's going to get anything done. Just probably going to use a couple of Relic Shield stacks on those minions. Dokimon Master clearing that ward, going to get that scuttle, but I don't know if he can take the scuttle. It's kind of risky. They have pretty good vision, but I think THC can rotate faster. Malzahar basically always has Prio in his lane and has great pick potential. It looks like there's going to be a fight down here. Velveteen Sky and Dokimon Master. Velveteen Sky hooks Taric. Is anything going to come of it? Maokai just tosses him back into the river, and nothing happens.
Right. Dokimon Master picks up the scuttle, but a lot of tension just from scuttle.
Yeah. Really early executioners on Ezreal. Really smart into a Taric. And a Maokai.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
It's not,
the Jax didn't go for the Bork first item, so it's not going to be as effective against him, but I don't think it's a bad pickup, for sure.
I don't either.
Yeah, and if you've got that 800 extra gold, there's not a part of your Triforce that's really going to do anything there, and Xavier's going to be just saved by his ult.
The Ezreal ult, though? He died.
Good jukes.
Really close. Xavier doing a really good job of just eking out enough time to get out. Is burning spells, is burning summoners not what he wants? He'd rather not do that, but it's all better than, dying.
Of course.
So give me 1 second.
Most of the time.
Someone is dropping a package.
If you can flash to avoid a death, it's usually the right call. Huge. But that is second turret going down for Internal Tilt. They got a turret on the top side when I clearly wasn't paying attention. So.
Alright.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
4K gold lead, Eternal Tilt.
Internal Tilt really, like I said, they're picking up where they left off last game. They seem to have THC figured out now, and I think it's gonna right now. It's gonna be up to THC to throw something new at
So
them.
Mordekaiser has 3 levels on Maokai,
Right.
forcing the flash out.
Jackson's
Now
too
Echo
low,
feels
and he's pushed in.
emboldened to go for this Rift Herald.
Right. And I don't think there's much that THC could do to contest this. I think it'd be smart of them to just give it up. It is a second Rift Herald. It's not a huge deal. I think they
What's
can.
the second one? Shirley. First one's Shelly, and the second one's Shirley. Those are the naming.
This might still be Shelly though. Did
No, they're
anyone
two
pick up the
different
first
Rift
one?
Heralds. They're 2 different Rift Heralds.
Yeah, but did anyone pick it up
Oh,
already?
oh.
This could still be the first Rift Herald.
I think that. No, because Mordekaiser used the first one to take top tower.
Oh, you're right. So this is Shirley.
That is Shirley.
Shirley in the
a lot
pocket
of
of
lane.
Mordekaiser here.
Yeah.
So even more, they're gonna use that again for split push threat.
So Dragon's up in 45 seconds.
Right.
Okay. Ashe
So-
has ulta. Malzahar has ulta. Maokai has ulta. Taric has ulta. Here's the Ashe ult. Hits the Nautilus. Nautilus stunned. Nautilus stunned. Nautilus dead. Aurelia cleaning up though. That's gonna be one for
That was a
Aurelia.
really
Echo's
good
gonna
exhaust
cover the
out of
background,
Xavier.
but a great Malzahar ult finishes her off, and that's gonna be a 2 for 2. And both teams going okay. But I think Internal Tilt might be the ones who have the inside track on this dragon. Ezreal
But
going
Internal Tilt
forward,
has a lot more
a
of
little
those skirmishing power
aggressive.
left.
Yeah.
Because Echo and Ezreal are not ultimate reliant. I guess neither is Mordekaiser too. Whereas when it comes to skirmishes, Malzahar is very ultimate reliant, and Ashe is very ultimate reliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
They get the charge off. Ashe is very ultimate reliant, but Malzahar 100%. Ashe becomes less ultimate reliant when she gets more items.
Right. But
But
this
she doesn't
early in the
really have-
game, the ultimate's huge.
She's good for chase down, but ultimate's huge. So Malzahar getting a lot of damage here, forces the barrier. The Taric ult isn't gonna it's not gonna happen in time.
That was
Or
really well
Dasmic
played from Mordekaiser.
Jukes.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And he just knew he had an advantage, so he
had it. Yeah.
took it. And
That's
this
the
is
Jackie Love-esque play. You know, you're the ADC who's in the front. You know your limits. Speaking of limits, O-Dog might be a little too far out. Velveteen Sky and Skull Cruiser chase him out. He has to have the Q, gets rooted, has the E, gets ignited, is gonna stun, is gonna keep running.
The hook's
Velveteen
gonna come
Sky
out.
does not have ult, but this is some alcove gameplay. He's gonna dip, dodge, duck, dive. It doesn't matter.
And die.
And die. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dead. But silver lining went over to Nautilus and not Skull Cruiser, I guess.
Unfortunately, the rest of THC wasn't really on, like, they weren't in a prime position on the map to take advantage of the time that was spent up there, so...
Yeah, Odo did a
Internal
great
Tilt
job.
just gets a free kill.
Yeah, I mean, O-Dog did a great job of taking that tower, but a little bit of greed, pushing maybe one more wave than he should have. Gets punished by a nice roam from
I
Velveteen
mean, you know
Sky.
how it is. You want to get to that item break point. It looks like
Oh,
there's one for Hysteric second. Like,
Yeah, I think that makes sense. This is probably going to be a dead mid turret, but the stun from Xavier and the root from Waffles, this could be a dead Velveteen Sky. Ezreal ult's going to do some work, but not enough. Ashe ult out of the Aurelia, onto the side, gets silenced, gets suppressed. That's going to be 2. Ezreal doing his best to do anything, but everyone is still alive on THC except for Waffles, but a kill onto the... Taric is going to make this an even trade so far, but they are still kiting. And it is right now a 3 versus 2 with Mordekaiser flanking, though. Odo going a little bit far, but he's got to turn back. He doesn't have the help of his team. Odo's going to die. And here comes Malzahar in the back. Is going to kill Bopes. Is going to kill Prezi. That's going to be an ace for Internal Tilt.
and I thought that was THC favored. They read the Irelia flank. took her out of the fight right away, but then Odog goes a little too far trying to chase down and get some extra kills, and then Mordekaiser comes down, cleans up the rest of the fight. Really well played from Internal Tilt, despite, losing the early stages of that fight. They stood their ground, and they took their advantages, the small advantages in that fight where they could, and they came out on top. They got a dragon out of it. They got, oh no, they didn't take a dragon, but they got an ace.
Yeah.
They got
Skull
the ace,
Cruiser
finished
is a
off
different
the turret.
beast this game.
Right,
He has
Internal
had
Tilt.
the story of Internal Tilt is the story of Skull Cruiser. My
Right.
big takeaway from this is that as goes Skull Cruiser, so goes Internal Tilt. Internal Tilt had a rough game 1 when Skull Cruiser had a rough game 1. Internal Tilt had a rough beginning of game 2 when Skull Cruiser was getting stomped at the beginning of game 2. Then all of a sudden he turns it around, and so do Internal Tilt. And now he's crushing it this game, and so are they. A dominant game 3 so far from Internal Tilt. And with no signs of stopping. And speaking of Skull Cruiser, Taracolt's not going to hit you in the death realm, buddy. That's going to be a dead Jax. Another kill over to Skull Cruiser. And he is here with a vengeance.
Right, he was tired of being bullied, so he is just ready to go, and I'm still not convinced that Jax is a counter matchup into Mordekaiser.
So I hear, just to be fair, Skull Cruiser played the first game and a half on a trackpad, and then decided that, I guess I'll plug my mouse in. And here we have it.
Alright. At least, it's limit testing. It's his own way of limit testing, He's seen, alright, what can I do? And now he has figured it out.
Internal Tilt on this Baron. Dokimon Master falling a little low. Nautilus body blocking the but both of them go over. Blue team has slain it. Xavier dies immediately, and so does Mr. Prezi. A double kill over to Skull Cruiser. Baron and all 5 members of Internal Tilt, and I don't see how THC can come back from this spot right here.
No, I mean, same thing's been the case this game has been the case the last 2 games. THC's pick potential is very good. Even onto champs like Ezreal, like Aurelia, like Echo, you have that Malzahar ultimate. But you have to kill him right away. And honestly, with how far behind the THC is, I don't know if they have the damage for it. Maybe for Ezreal, but Echo and Aurelia get kind of tanky, so I'm not. They need picks, is essentially where it is. They need to be able to get a couple of picks that turn into objectives. Internal Tilt now on Soul Point. You need one more dragon to become nigh unkillable. And with how slippery a lot of these champions are, add an Ocean Soul on top.
Yeah, this is going to be tough.
And
They're using this Baron push to take the inner turret in bot lane. Jax is desperately trying to split against his Mordekaiser, pushing into their inner, but Mordekaiser is absolutely strong enough to hold them off now.
right, and now I'm starting to question why they ran a 3 tank comp in game 1.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
This is a very different team we're seeing here.
that's dead Bopes.
Right.
And now that's going to be a dead inhib turret mid with Ezreal and Nautilus. And Tarek and Mr. Prezi don't know where to go. They don't. There's no real answer where to go.
Right.
Jax has to back, and now Mordekaiser's pushing top, and everything is in shambles for THC right now.
Yeah. The least they can do is.
Oh, a double stun though.
Nice
And then
stun.
something here. Maybe the Taracolt comes out. Jax gets another double stun. The Taracolt's in, and they need to be doing more damage than this. Not much is happening. A huge stun from Echo. He ults out a little early, but I don't think it matters. Aurelia's dead though. Nautilus is dead. The Ash Arrow goes wide, but Orgasmic Juke's doing everything he can. Dokimon Master getting a kill onto the Jax. Echo is going to stun the Tarek. Tarek's falling very low. Dies to the Ezreal, but here comes Ash and here comes Waffles. A huge shutdown over to Waffles, but Mordekaiser onto the side. He does have flash. He can flash E. Misses the E. Are they going to just settle for this? So a nice fight back from THC, a 2 for 3, a trade in their favor, something to hold on to, but at what cost? They lose the mid inhib. They're losing their top inhibitor turret. They are maybe going to lose their top inhib.
And that was the best fight you could ask for out of THC, and it still only went 3 for 2.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you can play a fight as good as you want, but honestly, in this game, all Internal Tilt has to do is slap their wallets on the table.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to stat check that team for sure.
Right.
They've got, and Mordekaiser just finished.
Thornmail? National?
Thornmail.
I don't know which one he did
crap,
first or
Thornmail.
second. I wasn't paying that much attention to the item builds.
I kept wanting to say Bramble Vest. So
That's
Thornmail.
That's a little guy.
Yeah, Ezreal's got 3 and a half.
Dragonborn's looking for Odog here.
I think Odog wins this fight. I don't know if Dragonborn.
Not with
Although with
Velveteen Sky here.
there, I do not think he wins that fight anymore. The head goes off, the ult goes off, the other ult goes off, the stun goes down. Dragonborn slays Odog, the Ashe ult to just say, hey,
Get
that
him,
was
Grom.
my friend!
He was hoping the Grom would do a bit more damage there.
Yeah, I think that's asking a lot of the Grom.
Hey, you know, gotta believe. Believe in the frog. Toad, whatever Gromp is. You know, he's neither a frog nor a toad. He's just Gromp. And I'm getting off topic here. But,
I'm trying to think.
Internal
I'm
Tilt are...
putting my mind. I'm trying to put myself in the mind of THC, right? What is our goal? Just stall until Jax has, you know, all the items and can just walk all the way down a lane? I mean, I don't even know if that's...
I don't know,
they're gonna
because
try to
I
get a
think
pick
Aurelia
up.
matches Jax that late.
Yeah. I will say Ezreal does not have a QSS, so if I'm Mr. Prezi, I'm thinking, all right, Aurelia's got a QSS, Ezreal does not have a QSS.
Yeah, but I'm also not thinking of bolting an Ezreal with an Aurelia in my face.
Well, that's where the rest of the team comes in. Nautilus, Velveteen Sky on the wrong side of town. Dragonborn gets stunned. Dragonborn QSS does another stun. That's automatically going to be a 5 for 4 now. Although, just like last game, Internal Tilt says, I don't really care what's going on in the bot lane. I'm just going to walk right into the base. Skull Cruiser doing a lot of damage, but that's the ult onto the Malzahar. Jax dies.
This Ezreal's huge.
Ezreal is enormous, a double kill. Echo as well,
Echo's
trying to
big
assassinate
too.
both.
And
Still
that's
has
gonna be
ult,
game.
Can do whatever he wants. That's gonna be game. The white flag comes out from Velveteen Sky. What I thought might have been a nice comeback picking the Aurelia, it didn't matter. Echo too strong, Ezreal too strong, Mordekaiser strong, but still died. But congratulations to Internal Tilt. A real upwards trajectory from the beginning of the series to the end of the series. An excellent 2-1 victory to Internal Tilt. Moving on to our Economy League Finals. An exciting series. Both teams got some nice hits in, but at the end, Internal Tilt hit a little harder.
Right. And what you're saying about the upward trajectory, it started about as this series started about as poorly as it could have for Internal Tilt. They had a 5k gold deficit 7 minutes into game 1.
Yep.
Which is unreal. There was a Scion that had 2,000 more gold than anyone else in the game. 7 minutes in.
The mental fortitude.
For,
I'm starting
to being named Internal Tilt?
Name is dog shit. I'm starting to think that they should change the name of their team. Wow, that is so much damage from Ezreal.
Oh my god. And I got removed from parties, so I can no longer see the graphs. I'm sorry, I can't put those up on stream anymore. But basically, if you're looking at the Internal Tilt damage charts, everyone else is everyone on the team is about a quarter into the client screen, and then Ezreal's just all the way across. Ezreal dealt almost 30,000 damage in that game, and it lasted like 20-something minutes.
So, congratulations to Internal Tilt. We're going to do some interviews now.
We are. Okay.
if they want, I know Mr. Prezi has reached out and says he's coming in hot for the interview. So if he, THC's very own Mr. Prezi, we'll bring him in for an interview as well. But I do, as always, want to offer first dibs to our victors, Internal Tilt. So if anyone from Internal Tilt is watching this and would like to be interviewed, shoot me a message on Discord or League, or jump into the community voice chat in the Discord. We will pull you in here for a short little interview. We'll give it a couple minutes to let you guys gather yourselves, pop your champagne, whatever you guys are going to be doing, and then we'll pull you in for an interview. So NAI has joined community. I'm going to go check to see if that is someone from...
Okay, I'll just I'll hold on the fort here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a great comeback story coming out of Internal Tilt there. Like Bigfoot said earlier, that name not appropriate for this team. They really came back, and welcome back, Bigfoot.
That is the one, the only Orgasmic Jukes, the Ezreal himself.
Hard carry of Game 3.
Yeah, hard carried. We're gonna pull him up. Orgasmic Jukes. Congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
A hard-fought series, a real roller coaster of emotions for, I think, everyone involved. Way to stick through a tough start to finish real strong.
Yeah, thank you.
So one of the things you were talking about, someone you don't know and I, was that we think that based on this series, your team's name is certainly a misnomer, right? If you the amount of mental fortitude it takes to turn around, a tough game 1 and a tough start to game 2 to win the best of 3 is not to be understated. So what were comms like? What were spirits like? What was the team atmosphere like, across this whole series?
So through game 1, it definitely just got away from us, and then we're kind of like, okay, well, we're not gonna be able to kill this Scion. And then they got I think it was Ocean Soul. And then we just kind of started talking about next game, adjusting our comp, realizing that we didn't need as many tanks as we had. And so that's when we swapped it up to the second game. And I think at the start, I can pull it up real quick. Overview. Yeah, we were down 4.9k gold at 18 minutes that game. But I felt like we just knew we had the pick potential. We were trading kills top with Darius, which was really surprising because normally Darius just kind of double kills and runs the lane. But Skull really took top lane while Doki did. He really just got that death stance and just stopped dying in fights.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he actually got flamed in chat for the Death Stance purchase.
He
I
got
really
for
liked
that?
it.
He wanted to see a spirit visage.
I really liked it.
Nah, man, Death Stance is the way to go.
Not before Visage. Usually not before Visage.
Yeah, shout out to what you did. I like that you said the adjustment you made, because one of the things that someone you know said in game 3 was like, well, looking at these last 2 games, why did they ever draft 3 tanks in game 1? And it's nice that was like a very clear realization that you guys made at the end of game 1, like, oh yeah, this was an enormous mistake. We're gonna stop doing that. I think that was definitely a huge momentum swing. I also want to talk to you about the Ezreal, an ADC that only saw 1 game in this 3-game series, and was your first pick in game 3. Was that a pick you were hiding? Were you just feeling it? What was the logic in first picking an ADC that had not been really a contested or power pick in the series yet?
At the beginning of the season, I just got him every game. And then we went against one team, and then they just started banning us out bot. And one of the things they banned was Ezreal Leona. And now teams are just continuing to do that. And so they didn't ban it the third game. So we're like, screw it. If they're going to leave it open, we'll just take it then. Like, we're confident enough. But, I mean, I don't hide the pick. I played it multiple times throughout the season.
It just happened to be the right moment.
Yeah, they didn't ban it third game. We realized that getting rid of the Morgana so we could actually start making plays.
Nice.
Yeah.
Somebody don't know. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, Orgasmic Jukes. What should I order for dinner?
Depends. Are you Uber eating or are you going out?
I'm gonna like order for delivery because I'm
You're
lazy
ordering for delivery.
and have had enough corianders where it would be the responsible decision not to drive.
Valid. You feeling pizza?
I
Saturday
had pizza
night?
last night actually.
Oh, damn.
I had a
Um,
very mushroomy pizza last night. It was delicious.
I don't know, man.
All right, burgers it is.
Burgers does sound good.
Hey, that's
actually.
easy. Yeah, can't really go wrong with that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your input. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No problem. Thanks for the questions.
So congratulations again. You made it to the finals. Any last words to your fans, to your future opponents?
Coming for senseis. Hopefully they stop. Hopefully Bud stops doing that full lifesteal
Nope,
bullshit.
he
Never will.
I
He's been
Spoiler
doing it
alert!
since season
Don't
one,
it's
dude.
not. Don't waste your breath.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice if he did.
He's been doing it since
But he
LBLCS
won't.
season 1. He will not
It's-
stop now.
Yeah, it's.
But hopefully we come up with a way to stop it. I think that's the only thing they have going for them. Is him. I want to be honest. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like,
I mean, the man's a machine.
yeah.
He's a single-minded force of nature. All right. Well, congratulations again. Go
Appreciate it.
celebrate in the locker room. Pop your champagne with everyone.
Yes, sir.
And thanks for stopping in for the interview.
No problem. Thank y'all for streaming.
Of course.
Thanks for putting on the show.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna pull in someone from THC now. The one, the only. You know him, you love him, Mr. Prezi. Mr. Prezi.
Hello.
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 Sorry about the tough loss. Tough loss there, but you know, you had a valiant effort, a really strong game one, and some flashes of brilliance throughout. My first question for you: do you know you can change your rune pages, or
Yes.
you ran Airy all 3 games, which I thought was interesting across 3 different champions? So do you just have a real love for that rune?
I mean, with Lux, it's, you know,
Yeah.
Lux makes sense. As some people do offer comment. I do Malzahar. It's a little bit easier to hit when you're just getting your space aids off. I just like Airy. You know, it's cute.
Yeah, I just thought it was just a cute little guy. I just thought, you know, sometimes mid lane gets a little lonely, and you want a little buddy with you, little
a
ghost
little
buddy.
What
friend.
kind of mid lane you're playing, Bigfoot? But it don't get
Yeah.
lonely.
Well, yeah, it doesn't. It's sometimes I wish.
Yeah, I was not lonely that game at all.
No, that no, you and that was tough. So yeah, a tough series and an end to the road for THC. Though I will say you have a very dedicated and loyal fan base, who were quite vocal in Twitch chat throughout the series. Do you have any messages, words for your fans who may be bummed or despondent now that their favorite team in the world has come to an end in the semifinals?
Yeah, I'm gonna need about. I think my range is about 3 minutes to go through it all. Can I start?
Yeah, go.
All right. Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. I am Sam. I am Sam. No, but seriously, we really appreciate all the people coming in to watch our games. You know, a lot of them close friends and a few just random people who just, you know, picked up on the vibes we were putting down and really like what they saw. Just want to throw shout outs to all the members of THC throughout these last few splits. Definitely helped us improve a lot, you know, going through having, you know, enough people to do in-houses. Want to give big shout outs just to everyone in the Economy League too, you know, all the teams, Sensei Randalls, Internal Tilt, Glacial Inferno, Silver Drillers, Serenity. Really love playing everybody. Really hope everyone comes back next season. I hope for more than 6 teams next season. Be a lot better. Be a lot more fun.
So that's is that confirmation? Is that official confirmation that the Happy Canadians will be back in business for next split?
I think the Happy Canadians is a way of life. You know, it's you can't, even if there weren't any of the original roster, I think it would still live on. But I would say yes, the Happy Canadians will be returning for next season.
Well, you heard it here first, everybody. The rumors are true. They're running it back.
All right. That's exciting. And hey,
You are-
if Cloud9 plays next season, we'll probably be back in economy. So, based on our
Rivalry
performance in
continues.
executive this year. This
Sorry,
season.
love to have you. I mean, it's great. I feel like this season it just felt a little different just playing. You know, there weren't any of those same people that we got to play last season. Like come back to us, someone you don't know.
I might just, if I play at all. But no, thank
Well,
you.
thank
You
you.
guys put on a hell of a show. That game 1 was awesome. That game 2, so close. It was back and forth the whole game. It was so exciting. When you guys jumped out to that early lead, like you guys put on a show. That's for sure. You can hold your head high in that.
That's all we try and do.
Well, thank you, and congrats on making semifinals at least.
Right.
That's
Yeah, slow improvement each season.
yeah, that's
That's
the
what we're going
that's
for.
the dream. So have a wonderful night and a good rest of the weekend. And to everyone still watching, to the 20 of you still on the stream, thank you for sticking with us tonight. I hope everyone has a great evening and a lovely Sunday and a good Monday following that. Tuesday, I hope is okay at least. So then I hope things pick up by Wednesday. Anyway, that's my sign off. I got nothing else to say. I'm out of words.
I think you spoke enough words for both of us. So thank you everybody
That's
for watching.
Good words. Loved your words. Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
All right,
Bye, everyone.
goodbye. And tune in at 9 o'clock. I think is the other semifinal game. We could let's confirm that real quick.
Okay. Yeah, we'll confirm. It's the upcoming event, Sensei Randall's Glacial Inferno Academy. It's a Saturday at 7 p.m. Did they mean Sunday? CEO semifinals or
No. It is 7 p.m. So it's
15 minutes?
wait. But
I don't think we're
Name is
streaming
in
that
a
one.
normal game currently.
Yeah, I think that made it.
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. Check the Discord for notifications and turn on the stream when it goes live. Have a lovely night, everybody.
Right. The other semifinal game will be tonight. Goodbye. Have a great weekend.